my gosh. Hi. Hello. Hi, Amber. Hi, Kitex. Hi, Toon Bacon. How is everyone? What's everyone been up to? Hello. Wait, does it look better with... I should probably put my... Wait, is the audio working? Oh, it is working. Fantastic. I never know whether to trust it anymore, because sometimes it just doesn't show up. Tragedy. What did I want to... Oh, this is what I want to try. Blah 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 blah. What does this show up as? That'll do. Just gaming this one shot. Let's go. Let's go. I'm happy for you. Sorry, I should have done this beforehand, but you know, depression. Where is my thingo? There it is. Let's see how this works. Yeah, that'll do. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. What games have you been playing, Amber? Be looking forward to seeing more of this game. Me too. Me too. I'm excited to play more. How far through are we? I think I've got a month here, so we're almost like halfway around that. I really love this game. I think it is wonderful. I genuinely love it. I can't like say enough nice things about it. I think as well the fact that you have to... That you know that like there's a summer project, right? Oh, wait, where am I going? What am I doing? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Where am I going? I don't know. I just headed upstairs for some reason. I kind of want to keep watering the flowers. No game audio? Hilda Woods! Hi! Oh, why is it not picking up? Oh my gosh. Oh, blah, 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 blah. That's an embarrassing start. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. So what happens is that sometimes my OBS just decides, oh, you know how we were using that audio source as a source? How about if we no longer used it as a source? That's a great idea. Elder Woods works, by the way. Thank you so much for this wonderful translation. I don't know if I sort of talked about it in the past, but like this is my what? Hello? This is like one of my most wanted games to play ever. I worded that incorrectly, but you get the idea. We need to hear those bug fights. We do. We need to hear the audio extravaganza that is bug battles. It's such a lovely... Oh, yeah. Hi, welcome. Again, you've done such a... This translation is just spectacular. It's like everything I've ever wanted in life. Not everything I've ever wanted in life, but you get the idea, hopefully. It's cat food. Oh my gosh. They're sleeping blissfully. Well, we figured out who was feeding the cats. Hi Catastrophe, how are you? What have you been up to? It's always amazed me that like Of all the games that have never come out, this is like one of the ones I feel like, especially like today, there's such a market for comfy games. And this is like the comfiest of comfy games. Thanks for the kind words. You're so welcome. Thank you for the wonderful translation. Thank you for making my dreams come true. Evening clinic. Oh. Okay, so we go to the clinic in the evening, the graveyard. Sea fishing. Oh, I see. And then tip of the breakwater. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. We shall figure this out. Let's go to the graveyard first. Graveyard seems like a good place to start off at. It reminds me a lot of Shenmue. Just like those times, you know, when, for those that have played Shenmue, you know, when, you're just like walking home from the day. Oh, hello. Oh.
明治の最初の頃に旧暦から新暦に暦が変わってそれで一月ずれちゃったんだって。へえ、そうなんだ。2月の節分でお豆をまくとき、鬼は外、福は内って言うじゃない。あれは去年の厄を払って新年の福を招き入れるって意味なの。そう考えるとなんだかお正月の行事みたいでしょ。
That's so interesting.
お盆と同じ理由でお正月が移動しちゃったから少々不思議なことになっちゃってるのよ。
I'm not religious, but bless you for your work. You're a saint. I agree. Having curse fortune? No! How dare they? It's Alexi. It's a June. Hi, how are you? Having my first dance class in 4 months. In a few hours and getting stuff ready for the Super Bowl later. Oh, what kind of dance class is this? That's so exciting. Uh-oh.
ねえおばちゃん、誰の墓参りをしているの？離婚した元亭主とそのお母さんよ。元亭主、安子や光のパパなんだけど、結構いいやつなんだ。こんなに早く死んじゃうんだったら逃げないで。もっと本格的に喧嘩してあげればよかった。
Oh. No, it's sad. Cursed. It was so cursed. I was awake long enough to say hello at least. Hello, good night. Oh, Gail, thank you so much for popping by and saying hello. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. How are you feeling? I hope a little bit better. I'm okay. How are you? What have you been up to? Hip hop again. I wanna test out if my leg still hurts from dancing. That's so exciting. Hip hop dancing seems really fun. Okay, let's go. Let's go kick their butts with our curse fortune. I believe we can do this. Curse fortune? Not likely. Okay, let's see. Let's just use our biggest stag. Okay, one of these two.
まず俺が相手ね。
They're only a 59mm stag. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They're just a little bit bigger than us. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
よし行け。
It is. It's also one of my favorite songs, The Handsome Teacher. Let's go. What a big boy. Ooh.
よしよしよしよし。
They're fine. We're so fine. They're just a little bit. No.
頑張れ。
Go.
どうもんだい。
No. Tragedy. That's fine though, because we've got another big stag beetle. Not that one. The other one. This one, I believe. I'm trying to grind the Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th anniversary event, even though I don't like to play. I just think the cards are pretty. Honestly, that's the best way to be. That's the best way to be. Ding ding.
よし行け。
I believe in our bug. The curse strikes. No. No. We can't be cursed like this. Okay, it's fine. We've got so many bugs. We've got a little stag, Oni stag. This one. I believe in this one. He's lost twice, but this is his moment to shine.
行け行け行け。
This is his moment to shine. Ding ding.
よし行け。
We will outlast them with stamina.
行け。
No.
もう一押し。
No.
どんなもんだい。
Not the cursed luck. The cursed luck. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Thankfully, we have. I'm saving our little stag for later. This bug might be small, but they're mighty in spirit.
よし行け。
No, we're getting yeeted.
よし行け。
Hang in there.
あー、負けちゃったよ。
Oh my gosh. We won.
どうやらノコの天敵はお肉わらしいぜ。次、僕の番か。
We won.
頑張れ。
Go, little bug. We're so hyped up. Fun size is the best size. Go, little bug. Go.
いけるかも。
No.
勝ち。
They're too powerful. Where's our little stag? Go, go, go.
頑張れ頑張れ。
This is our trump card. Believe! Believe! Ding ding! I believe. We can do this. Lizzie, hi!
僕の勝ち。
No! We lost! I don't believe it. Well, actually, maybe I do believe it, but I don't believe it! It's fine. It's fine. Fine. We're just... It's fine. Lexi, how did you spend your day today?
頑張れ頑張れ。
I spent it losing to a stag beetle. Hi, how are you? I'm okay. How are you? What have you been up to?
あれ、勝っちゃった。技レベルがアップだよ。
The cursed
今度はどん
fortune.
な技を出すんだろ
Not the cursed fortune. Can we... Can we trade this bug for... This bug is worth 2.9. I was at a housework event on Friday and was sat next to my boss at dinner. Most people would drink less, you know, since sat next to their boss, you know? He was so drunk I had to drink more to keep a conversation going. Oh my gosh. Go, little stag. Kick their butt. No. You can do it. You can do it. Uh-oh. Oh. I've never been so emotionally invested in beetle battles. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! It was funny. It was a cowboy theme. Oh, that sounds so fun. That sounds really fun. I'm so glad you had a good time. Oh gosh, was this the best trade ever? We're kicking their butts. Little stag versus little stag. Ding ding. How can I be so emotionally invested in a game about putting beetles in a sumo ring? How is this so exciting? Uh-oh. Now it's our turn on the ropes. Beetles the fun. Turns out that is true. Oh! Come on! No! I was so close! Oh, we were so close. What if we trade this? Take this and trade this for... Maybe that was a bad trade, I don't know. They were a millimeter bigger. What else can we trade? Can we trade this butterfly? Oh, wait. This butterfly's worth so much. Wait, I just discovered something important. 1.2. 1.4? We can trade all butterflies for beetles! Oh my gosh. This game has so much depth. The bug economy. The bug economy. Darling, it's fine. No, no way we lose. Oh! Victory by blunder! No! The Cursed fortune. Hopefully no bug gacha microtransactions. Yeah. Hopefully. Did I just waste the entire day? Did I just spend the entire day playing Beatles? I hope not. I need to make it to the clinic in the time for evening. What a lovely game. Stupid cursed fortune. Yo. Victory by blunder anytime we succeed. It's so sad. I'm so sad. I'll never be happy again. What's the time? It's almost 3. Okay. Oh! See this clock? Is that one of those clocks that like fits into themselves? There's like little clocks that we used to have where you could like fold them up into a little case and then you could fold them out and it would like stand on your desk or your study. It was so cute. Honestly, one of the like nicest little things. I think what we should do is we should go and catch some like other bugs in time for where was our keep. The bug economy is real. No, come back. Keep. Ole? Yay, we got a big one. You're right, we should definitely fill our houses with cute tat from the 90s, yeah? Pocket it for now. Oh no, we're full of bugs. We've got too many. Okay, that's fine. We'll release some. Apparently we can't just fill up our entire thing with take set the bug free. Yes. Bye bug. Tooth tag. That one's small. That one can get released. I love the little whistle. I love the little whistle that they go. You can store them in the little wooden squares. Oh. I had no idea. Wait, hang on. Let's find the one. Oh my gosh. There's like a bug box. That's amazing. I didn't know this was a thing. Insects can be replaced even while still alive. What? What is this? There's so many things I didn't even know about. Oh, this is so cool. What if we... Oh no. What if we... What if we... Oh no! Please move the specimen to the display bin. We killed it! No! This is like the other side of Pokemon. You'll ever push your hair out of your face and be like, Tiho, my hair is soft? Kind of, I know what you mean. It's nice when it's... Oh, wait, is it evening? It looks evening-ish. Can you put a bug on the train feeder? Well, we fed it poison and then stuck a pin in it. Does that count? Hello.
私、そろそろ帰らなきゃいけないの。え？どこに？遠いところ。そうなんだ。私、この街が好きだな。青い海を見て、白い雲を見て、季節の花とか、夕焼けに染まる山々とか、サンマの匂いとか、ものすごくたくさん思い出があるんだ。だって、私はここで生まれ育ったんだもん。ねえ、どうしても行かなきゃいけないの？その遠いところ。うん。そうなんだ。さようなら。うん、さようなら。元気でね。あれ？どうしたの？何か変なこと言った？いや、なんでもないよ。君といると楽しくて、つい笑っちゃうんだ。じゃあ、いつまでも元気でね。さてと、もうそろそろ時間かな。
This is really sad. I think this girl is going to be a gay little angel soon. Oh, it's really sad. Wait, what happens if we go back in? No, she's gone. Huh? Where'd she go? The hands have stopped at 10:10. No. Oh. Gosh, she escaped. Yeah, she escaped out the window. She didn't want to talk to again. She yeah, I guess so. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. That's what happened. Oh, is there a bug here? With my cursed fortune? No, apparently not. Never mind. Never mind. Let's go to the tip of the breakwater. No! Okay, we'll do that tomorrow, I guess. Oh?
さっさと言えよ。
ここの売り上げの計算が100円だけ合わないの。
なんだ、俺じゃねえぞ。おい、誰が犯人だよ。白状しろよ。
俺やってない。
僕も違うよ。
Don't all turn
じ
to
ゃあ誰な
me.
んだよ。
まあまあ、せっかくのご飯がまずくなるから、あんまり深刻に考えないようにしましょう。
たけしか？
ここのは俺じゃないよ。ここの？嘘、ごめん、口が滑った。
お前、閻魔大王に舌抜かれて渡先の刑だぞ。
痛そう。
本当に当てないってば。
じゃあ渡先の刑だ。
そんな。でもたけし、正直言って母ちゃん、今の発言でちょっと疑惑の眼差しかも。母ちゃんまで？
じゃあ いただきます。
いただきます。
I guess every yen
ごちそうさま
counts.
でした。
ごちそうさまでした。
This is giving me so many ideas for how to make D&D feel more lively. Yeah, let's go! It definitely wasn't us. We definitely didn't steal sugar water from the fridge. We never steal anything. Meadow, hi! Welcome. How are you?
今日の晩ご飯は栄養満点のシーフードカレーとアジの唐揚げでした。
I love that the uncle's just like dead. They just immediately die every single night. Like, oh, it's 8 p.m. time to sleep. TV is wrong. I think that's the moral of the story. Him just being in the undies at dinner makes him more suspicious. This is true. People in their underwear are generally more suspicious. You did it. June, how could you?
ねえ、好きな人ってもう何年も会ってないの？
うん。かれこれ10年近くになるかな。
10年？
思い続けるにはなんだか長すぎるよね。
そうか、僕が生まれた頃の話か。あれ？お姉ちゃんって今年いくつだっけ？
え？まあ人生にはこういう不条理で理不尽でしかも無理なあれがダメなあ、そうそう。小学生お化け煙突って知ってる？
なんだそれ。
見る角度によって4本の煙突が3本になったり5本になったりすんの。
超えることはないと思うよ。
Crazy.
そっか。まあいいじゃない。
I love his little look when he's confused. It's so funny. Oh, I love this game. It's not stealing, it's borrowing without asking. Yeah, I think that's how it works, right? Let's see if Simon's in here. Nope, Simon is not. Nope. What about the other room? Okay, Konami, I grinded out $30 worth of premium currency without spending a dime. Let's go.
ねえ、やすこちゃんさ、何か家の鍵のこと言ってなかった？おばちゃんさ、あの天文台の家を出て行くときに、亭主の部屋つながるドアの鍵をわざと持ってきちゃったんだよね。
なんで？
意地悪だから。
Uh-huh.
本当に意地悪で持ってきたの？
変なことを聞く子ね。
本当に意地悪で持ってきたの？
変なことを聞く子ね。
She's evil. Let's see if we can find the key to steal it.
残念でしたね、おばあちゃん。ああ、もう帰っていいんですよ。
It sounded like they like got one of the people in the dev team to pretend to be an old lady or something. Let's see if we can go talk to Grandpa. Oh?
さあ、僕くん、絵日記書いておやすみなさいしましょう。
Oh no, I don't think we accomplished
お
much
やすみ
today.
なさい。
Oh, we finished that girl story in there. Oh no. Carrie took some food and brought it to the rundown house. She probably wasn't going to give me any. Yeah, I'm guessing she's probably not something that she was interested in doing. Ba 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 da ba da da ba ba. Bing bong bing, bing bong bing. Crazy that it takes like 30 minutes a day. It feels like it goes by so quickly.
今日昼の船でしずえちゃん帰るんだって。
おばちゃんって今何やってんの？
え？仕事のこと？あれ？なんだっけな。でも彼女は和文タイプが打てるから食べるのには困らないみたいだよ。
そうなんだ。いいね。じゃあいただきます。
いただきます。
ごちそうさまでした。
ごちそうさまでした。
Okay, let's see what we do today. We still need to go find out what was at the tip of the breakwater. I assume that's still something that's there. Oh, I love this, that there's just an axe here. There's an axe with an air of danger to it. Take it! Yes! Oh, he's so happy! He's so happy! What did I do? Oh, okay. What does the axe do? Can we chop down these trees? No. I'd be happy to. Yeah. Hi Tim, how are you? Where is everyone? Ba 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 da ba.
お母さんさ、ここと今の間の鍵って本当に持ってるのかな？
Well, she might have. Why'd she take the key? All children deserve to have axes. Yeah, yeah. If you ever ask a kid what they want for Christmas, well, you know.
もうちょっとテレビのチャンネル増えないかな。ねえ、今日はどこへ行けば。
Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got. Second floor balcony. Balcony. Yasuko's room. Dock. Oh, good at the dock. Okay. Dock at noon. And then evening clinic. Oh, evening clinic. Okay. Interesting. Sometimes I go to the outdoors tool sections with just old axes. Well, there's a reason why Animal Crossing is one of the most popular video games, and it's not because you live in a cozy town with animals now, is it? What's the time? Okay. Well, I guess we'll just wait here for a moment. Let's grab these butterflies. Keep. That looks like a really big one. Keep. Come back, butterfly. I'll catch it one day. Come back. Come back. Oh no, bless. There we go. Poke it up for now. Maybe it's time to... pop this one over here. Or sometimes you just go lose control and not with an axe, hopefully. Yeah, exactly. That's how. Why is the time not moving forward? Anything on this tree? No. No. We've got so many butterflies to trade later on. That didn't give me as many answers. Quick, to the docks! We must speed. Okay. We should still have enough time. Must be nice to be a kid totally afraid of hand-dream bugs, beetles. I could never. Yeah, I know I've told this story before, but I had to do a biology assignment where we had to collect and pin a bunch of bugs, and oh, I did not like it at all. Is this where we needed to go? Or did we miss it? No, did we miss it? Or am I just being impatient? Okay, we might have missed it. A whoopsie. A whoopsie. Maybe we should have gone for that one first. Oh well, what you going to do? Except restart the day, but I'm not that cheap. When I grew up, there were monarch butterflies, which were quite nice. Unfortunately, there were also scorpions. Scorpions? No! Okay, we seem to have missed every event today.
ねえ、サイモンは今までどこの国に行ったことがあるの？
アメリカやヨーロッパは物価が高いから仕事以外では行かないんだけど、他はアフリカやアジア、中南米やオシアニア、中東の砂漠にも行ったよ。
その中ではどこが好き？
サヌキヘアかな。
Oh.
サヌキ平野のどこが好きなの？
どんだよ。
Oh, yum. That sounds nice. We take the good with the bad, I suppose. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. No, she's got the key! She left the key behind. She left the key behind. Oh my gosh. Wait, we can go give her the key back. Also, it's almost the evening. Oh no, it's almost the evening. Why did the day go so quickly? Women don't burp. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This series is fire. It's so good. It's so good. Wait, let's head for the clinic first. I love your username. This is probably becoming like one of my favorite video games ever. I adore everything about it. I can't get enough. I want to live in this game. Oh?
どうしたのおじいちゃん。
なんかわし変かの。
そんなことないけど、それより
なんじゃ。
おじいちゃんって時々小さな子供みたいに見えるね。
ははは、妙なことを言う子じゃの。
Another one for the pile.
ははは、妙なことを言う子じゃの。
What a lovely game. Another one for the pile. Yeah. I really like.
こんなとこにいたのかい。
Oh.
もう飯の時間だ。帰るぜ。
Okay, so I think our plan should be go talk to Yasuko after dinner.
じゃあ、いただきます。
I really like the idea. I know it's my idea, but I like the idea of having a pile of favorite video games. Imagine if this game also had like a trading card and mid game. Yeah.
どういうこと？
この港のあたりだとよ。8月の旧盆の前後に稚魚が一斉に帰るんだ。
Oh.
魚の赤ちゃん？
そういうこと。
Imagine if this game also had like a trading card minigame. Oh, that would be perfect. I feel like that's the kind of thing that would go really well with. Or like some kind of a spinning top minigame. Like Beyblade, but like not actually intense and extreme. No, I need to water my flowers. Good meowing. Good meowing, Starry. How are you? What have you been up to? I know it was common in the PS1 era, but the 3D character models in much high fidelity environments always reminds me of Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I really like that pre-rendered style. You know, something funny, I've never actually finished Final Fantasy VII. I've beaten the first like third of the game, as in like the first disc. I must have started that like 6 or 7 times from the start. I love it. The bit from Midgard until the Golden Saucer and then just a bit beyond. I always sort of stop shortly after the Golden Saucers, after the bit with the Shinra Mansion and Vincent. I've never gotten to the bit where the big spoiler that everyone knows about happens at the end of disc 1. I've always stopped before then. I need to finish Final Fantasy VII one day. I love that first disc so much. It's actually like one of the most special games ever to me. And you know what's kind of cool is that, like, when I went to play Final Fantasy VII Remake, I basically like know the rough outline to the plot to Final Fantasy VII, because I got I got Final Fantasy VII Advent Children from the video store once, and I was really excited to borrow it, and I watched it had like a video game recap of everything that happened inside the game. So I watched the movie of the video game cutscenes on my Final Fantasy VII Advent Children video. Yeah, so that was a thing. And when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out, because it was only the section from the start of the game till the end of leaving Midgar, that was actually really like special to me, because like that Midgar section is the section of the game that I'm like most emotionally invested in. So it was as if they actually remade the most special. It was like they remade Final Fantasy VII just for me. And they're like, okay, Lexi, take your time. You still got a few more years to finish Final Fantasy VII if you want to. And I have, but I'm pretty sure that the Final Fantasy remake part that's just coming up is also up to like the bit where the big spoiler with you know who happens. And from what the last time I started to play Final Fantasy VII, I got up to the dungeon where that bit was happening. So it's literally right up until the point where I basically stopped. So after Final Fantasy VII Reunion comes out and I've played that part of the remake, which is also part of the game that I've played, I can be like, okay, time to play Final Fantasy VII all the way through. Did you ever see the Inuyasha game PS2 that looked almost exactly like Final Fantasy VII? I didn't. I know that there's oh yeah, I did. I actually do know of this game, but I've never played it before. Is this an America only game? I feel like it might be. It's an America only game. Yeah, that's why I recognize it, because I had, yeah, there's so many games where they came out in America only, but they didn't come out in Europe, even though they have an English translation. And because the PlayStation 2 isn't region free, I was never able to play them. Like, I couldn't even import them. So sad. So sad. Recovering from stomach abdomen pain. I hope you're well. Oh, sorry. I hope you're feeling a bit better soon. Those games are just so long. Final Fantasy IX is my favorite, which actually might explain my mascot. I really like Final Fantasy IX as well, but weirdly I also haven't finished that game. I think so. The Final Fantasy games I've played, Final Fantasy 3, and I got up to the final dungeon and I stopped. Final Fantasy 4, and I maybe played like a quarter of that game. Final Fantasy 5, but only like a couple of hours. Final Fantasy 6, I probably played again about like a third to half. Final Fantasy 7, I guess I played about a third of it, but I played that third like 10 different times. Final Fantasy 8, I got to the third or fourth disc and I realized that I didn't know what was happening, so I stopped playing. Final Fantasy 9, which I've gotten up to about the 3/4 mark. I'm pretty sure it was about 3/4, 2/3 of the way through, maybe 3 times, I think. I actually finished Final Fantasy 10. I finished Final Fantasy 10, can you believe it? I also restarted that game a bunch of times. Not before I finished it, I actually finished it one go, and then I went back to it. I've played the first little bit of Final Fantasy 10 too, but it's one of those things where the weird shift in style really threw me off with that game. So I was like, I don't know. I really want to finish Final Fantasy 10 too one day. I think I probably like it more now. I think at the time it was too different. Final Fantasy XI is an MMO. Final Fantasy 12, I have a weird relationship with that game. I've always thought that I didn't like it, and at the time, basically what happened, you know, when Final Fantasy 13 came out and everyone hated Final Fantasy 13 for not being a Final Fantasy game anymore. When Final Fantasy 12 came out and I became like aware of the discourse around it, because Final Fantasy 10 was like my favorite. 12 was so different in terms of the gameplay, and I absolutely was not burnt out on turn-based combat at that stage, which that's the weird thing, right? Like, people were getting burnt out on turn-based combat to a certain extent, so Final Fantasy 12 came in and like shifted things around and did some things that were different, and that's really cool. But I wanted more of Final Fantasy 10, so I've always had like a weird grudge against Final Fantasy 12, but at the same time I've also recognized that like it's not really based on anything, it's more based on like a feeling that I had. So Final Fantasy 12 is also on the list of, I've probably played about like a third of it. I need to finish it. Final Fantasy 13, I finished about 2/3 of it and then stopped. Once I got up to the bit where 13 goes from being a corridor-based game to like more of a mini open world, once I got up to that section, I stopped playing. I played a tiny bit of Final Fantasy 13 too, which I actually really enjoyed. It reminded me of Sylvester Chronicles. Blah, blah, blah. Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, I played a little bit of. Final Fantasy 14 is an MMO, but I actually got really far in that one. Final Fantasy 15 I finished, and I really liked it, but I only liked it the second time. The first time I played it, I didn't really enjoy it that much. And then but whoa! Rebecca's welcome. Missed your voice and presence this week. Hope you're doing well. Happy Lunar New Year, everybody. Happy Lunar New Year, Rebecca's, and thank you so much for the 6 months. I appreciate that so much. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking about Final Fantasy 15. I really ended up enjoying that game, but I played it when it first came out, and I was very mixed on it the first time I played it through. But then I played it through again. It was only actually a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago maybe. And all of the DLC was out, and all of the bug fixes were out, as well as like all of this other stuff. And I went and watched the Brotherhood anime, and I tried to watch the Kingsglaive film, but I found that really boring. And I basically like had a lot of my experience. This is why I never want to say that I like dislike a game, because like the transformation that I felt from my initial time playing through Final Fantasy 15 to the second time took it from like a game that I liked, but I was a little bit mixed on / disappointed to one of like the most special video games I ever played. And just the vibes of Final Fantasy 15 and getting to do everything was really enjoyable, and I liked it a lot. And then Final Fantasy 16 I haven't played yet, so sorry. But yeah, that's my experience with Final Fantasy games. I've only completed like 2 of the main games and like a bunch of the side games. I've finished, percentage wise, I've finished more of the side games than I have the main series. I wonder how many people had an awakening with Final Fantasy 7. I think a lot of people's, I'm not sure what you mean by awakening, but a lot of people's like JRPG awakening was with Final Fantasy 7. We hate region locking. Regional locking sucks! Regional locking sucks! Barrett kills Dumbledore! No! Barrett, how could you? 10-2 has really fun combat. Yeah, I've heard a lot about 10-2's combat, and I think like the vibe of Final Fantasy 10-2 really was off-putting to me at the time, because I was very emotionally invested in the original Final Fantasy 10, and Final Fantasy 10-2 has the strange effect of reusing all of the old maps. It uses a lot of the old maps again. But sorry for going on a Final Fantasy tangent while playing Boku no Natsuyasumi too. But yeah, but I think the vibe of 10-2 is something that I would appreciate more now, especially since it's been such a long time since I finished the original Final Fantasy X now. I think I'm ready to, but then again, there's so many other Final Fantasy games that I could be playing. It's just, I don't know, it's a very strange game. Actually, I think that Final Fantasy VII Remake might be not only like one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, but one of my favorite video games ever, particularly because it reminded me a lot of the Yakuza series, Like a Dragon. It had a lot of that, like, really, this is going to sound crazy, but in some ways, Final Fantasy VII Remake reminds me of Boku no Natsuyasumi too, because it has like that same comfy vibe, like walking through a town, connecting with people. It's not about like the big grand overarching plot. There's no like quest to save the world. You're just kind of like doing your thing with your friends and like connecting with people and like meeting new people. Like there's an overarching plot, but it feels very low stakes. Like one of the best moments is when Cloud does their cross-dressing scene. It's amazing. Every Final Fantasy game has been not a Final Fantasy game. They were massively different. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, what makes a Final Fantasy game is really hard to quantify, especially when, like, okay, you've got like similar combat between like the first 10 games, but like the vibe is so different, especially like once you get through 7, 8 and 9 are so different from each other. They do not feel connected at all. Like if you thought that Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy 8 was like your favorite game of all time, there's absolutely no guarantee that like Final Fantasy 9 will give you the exact same thing that you're looking for from those games. Did you play Alalafell in Final Fantasy 14? Wow, how could you have ever guessed? I did play as Alalafell. Happy Lunar New Year! Happy Lunar New Year, everyone! By the way, I'm sorry for being in this pause screen. I did this thing where I go off on a massive tangent and just pause the game. Final Fantasy X is a lot sillier as well, which can be rough if you're filled with emotion from Final Fantasy X recently. Yeah, that was the thing with me. Like, it feels so different. Like, the characters are almost unrecognizable. I feel like Final Fantasy X too kind of has some of the same like charming vibes that Final Fantasy VII Remake has. But when I played it the first time, it was just too close. It was too close. And even now, it's still like a little bit. I'd have to like specifically sit down and be like, okay, I'm going to beat this video game. I'm going to do it. Final Fantasy X is a childhood classic for me. Yeah, me too. And Kingdom Hearts. Weirdly, I'm much more into Kingdom Hearts 1 than Kingdom Hearts 2, just because the almost like unquantifiable vibes from Kingdom Hearts 1 were just not as present in the second game. But like going back to going back to Kingdom Hearts 2, I like that game a lot more. Specifically, especially the bit with Twilight Town at the start. I remember playing through Twilight Town at the first, and I was very influenced by the reviews that I read at the time that were being like, oh yeah, first 5 hours of Kingdom Hearts 2, the worst game ever. The next 15 to 20 hours of Kingdom Hearts 2, the best game ever. So I was like, oh yeah, Twilight Town is so boring. When it was exactly what I was like looking for. Like that strange, surreal atmosphere. Oh, so good. I've actually replayed the Twilight Town like 2 times like semi-recently, and both times it's made me cry. And this is even without playing like the 358 over 2 days game that's in between. Go off, Queen. Thank you. There's a plot in Final Fantasy VII? No way! It's just about a road trip with friends. It does feel like a road trip with friends. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm not invested in like this is the case for like a lot of JRPGs. I'm often not invested in like the overall story, but the road trip with friends is like the best bit. It's like getting to experience and grow with these like fictional people with the context of being drawn together by like a greater overarching plot. Also, hi Charles, how are you? You are a person in space. It's a really nice vibe that most games. You are a person in a space is a really nice vibe that most games don't have. Yeah, I think this is why I really enjoy Boku no Natsuyasumi too. Because you do just feel like you're existing in this world. It's why I like the Yakuza games, and I like Shenmue, and I like Final Fantasy VII Remake. I like games where you can just like... They're not an open world. It's going to be interesting because Final Fantasy... The upcoming Final Fantasy Remake Part 2, we'll call it, just because I think it's called Reunion, but that doesn't make much sense if you don't know what you're talking about. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 is going to be like semi-open world, but I think it can work because it's a road trip with friends, except there's no car, but you get the idea, right? Like, it's going through a space with friends, except instead of like a cramped city, it's nature. And that's nice. I like that. I like exploring the world with a bunch of buddies. Do you think Boku no Natsuyasumi 2 is going to end with a sequence of fighting a giant robot while riding a motorcycle? I feel like it won't end in that way, but I feel like if they ever remake Boku no Natsuyasumi 2, then it should end with a sequence in which you fight a giant robot on the back of a motorcycle and also have to fight against the clouds of fate trying to prevent you from changing the remake too much. My favourite Final Fantasy are 3 and 5. I love Final Fantasy 3! I need to play Final Fantasy 5. I played Final Fantasy 3 on DS. I love that game. The only reason I stopped again was because I read about other people being like, the Crystal Tower is a massive pain in the butt and you have to grind a lot, and I was like, I don't want to grind. Okay, I've had a nice time to go. I basically saw most of... I feel like I got as much out of Final Fantasy 3 as I would have if I had gone through the Crystal Tower, because I was not in the mood for grinding. Better to end on a high point when I still consider it like one of my fondest gaming memories than to get to the end of the Crystal Tower and potentially burn out on it and be really sad and upset. We live for these tangents, thank you. Yes, I'm so glad. Boo and base take by the reviewer. I know. It's so interesting. Like, I was always very... When I was younger, I don't know why, but I have a very strong memory for video game based opinions. So, like, if I heard something at the time, or if I've heard someone say something about a game at some point in my history, I remember it. So whenever I guess a lot of my perspective on video games has been because I don't like the way that a typical like review magazine and review score, even though video game reviews and video game magazines have like done so much for me, like they've done so much, like in terms of like how I think about games and like just existing in my brain. But I've never really liked the way in which a lot of games end up getting put into like a, this game is a good game, this game is a bad game, this game is an 8 out of 10, this is a 6, this is a 3. Like, especially when there's a video game magazine called Hyper, which I don't know if it's still going in Australia. Let's see. Hyper Magazine Australia. Seems like it's dead. It seems like it's dead. No! Wait, is it alive? Is it still alive? Hyper. It seems like it's alive. That's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, this video game magazine named Hyper, they gave Dragon Quest VI on DS a 3 out of 10, and they were like, well, at the same time as Dragon Quest VI came out, we also had Chrono Trigger, and Chrono Trigger is an amazing JRPG, and Dragon Quest VI is like, you go to talk to the king, and the king asks you, will you help with this problem that I'm having? And then you say, you're given an option of yes or no, and then the king is like, but thou must, if you say no. And then if you keep on saying no, then it just keeps on saying, but thou must. And the reviewer was like, this is stupid, this is bad, I don't like this game. 3 out of 10. I was like, you lose a lot of like faith and perspective on it often like made me want to, when I was like, well, I never actually like spent much time on Dragon Quest VI, so I don't know if Dragon Quest VI is actually a game that I would really like, or if it's a not so good game. But it's always been like, a lot of the times when something like Tulip's a good example. Tulip did not get good reviews really, like from Tulip on PS2 is a game by who published Tulip actually? It's a Love Delict game basically. It's by the same people that did Moon, same people that did Little King Story, Chibi Robot. It's a game about kissing a girl and then getting rejected and then basically kissing the entire town so that the girl will love you. They did Rule of Rose as well. It was by Punchline at the time. Punchline did both Tulip and Rule of Rose. Funded by former Love Delict employees. Yeah, there we go. But like that's the thing. Something like Tulip comes out and gets, I guess that game getting bad reviews was always like, well, I mean, I've played Tulip. I can say a lot of the things that they've been like, this game is stupid. Also, sorry, I have not looked at chat in like a while. I'm just saying words at the moment. But like Tulip is just like one of those, like I can see that there are like bits of that game that are just like stupidly unfair, that just like they just kill you. The game just kills you. Some of the bits are really janky. It has like a time-based system that can be really frustrating. It can be really vague. This game can be extremely vague. Like you have no idea how vague Tulip can be. But I loved it. I loved Tulip, and I haven't even finished it yet. I really need to finish it. I really need to finish it one day. I've always wanted to stream Tulip, and I will do that one day. But like that's the thing, right? Like, I don't know. It's not that reviewers are some kind of objective source, because they're absolutely not. And like treating them as such is like. But I guess it's changed my perspective to be like, if something looks interesting to me, I'm going to ignore what everyone else says about it and try to see the good things. Because like even in the case of Tulip, where there was like a bunch of things, like if you're reviewing Tulip and you're thinking like, okay, there's a bunch of positives and there's a bunch of negatives to this game. Here's our review that goes over the positives and negatives. And then like it or not, if you have a bunch of positives and a bunch of negatives about a game, you can kind of like infer an overall, this is a pretty good game. This is an amazing game. There aren't that many problems, and the problems are very like insubstantial. Or if you're reviewing something like Boku no Natsuyasumi, like distilling an experience into like a bunch of like positives and negatives kind of ends up often missing the art, because sometimes the artistic meaning can be in the bits that's kind of a bit poo-poo, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Let's see what I missed. Final Fantasy 15 is the real road trip friend. Honestly, I think Final Fantasy games are road trip with friends games for a lot of them. All is well and fun until the Ares scenario. That's why I've never finished Final Fantasy 7, because we all know that everything ends happily with it there. there's typically a genre writing rise, a much larger focus on characters than on what the end goal is. Yeah, it's why I really like road movies. That's like one of my favorite genres of cinema. Why did they make Cloud so gender? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people got some kind of an awakening from that moment. I don't remember grinding much. Interesting. I feel like you're right, Charles. I feel like people are like, this is something else I've noticed from. Whoa! Melancholy, thank you so much for the 6 months. This looks super duper cute. What is this? This game is called Boku no Natsuyasumi 2. It's a game about spending a summer vacation on the seaside. It's amazing. I adore everything about it. It's almost perfect in my eyes. We've just spent like the entire time on the pause screen because I have a problem with saying too much stuff. I love Lexi's unfiltered brain flow. I'm so glad. I really dislike when people have very black and white opinions on certain games as a whole. Yeah. Like, that's why I'm very hesitant to say whether I disliked or liked something. Well, actually, I'm very enthusiastic to say if I like something. But if I don't like something, I'm usually pretty reserved about, like, if you ask me about the games that I loved, I could go on about it for like hours. If you ask me about the games that I hated, I'm like, actually, I don't know. I can't even think of a game that like sticks out of my brain enough that I actually have a game. But no, never mind. I'm mixed feelings on it enough that I don't want to comment on it. I won't comment. But yeah, like I'm much more enthusiastic to talk about the things I like. I guess though that comes with a cost, which is like, when it comes to, I can talk about the things that I enjoyed easily, but if you are existing, especially like as a streamer, and you're not just existing as like a person in a society that plays video games, right? Like, and you're talking about a game like, oh, I love Time Hollow on DS. I thought it was lovely. And I do. I love Time Hollow on DS. Do I recommend Time Hollow on DS? Yeah, but I probably don't recommend it over, like, I don't know, Phoenix Wright or something. Like, there's so many other visual novels that you could play over Time Hollow. I would only really, like, suggest Time Hollow if the vibes of that game specifically appeal to you, right? Because I did like it. I put it on, like, my pile of, like, favorite games. Really nice vibes. I don't remember much about the story now. I need to replay it, actually. But I enjoyed it. It's just hard to... When it goes from like, I like this thing to, do I recommend this to other people? It's like, do I recommend Tulip to other people? Well, you know that review about Tulip that was like, this game has like really annoying insta-kills and it's really slow and it can be incredibly obtuse. It's like, remember that review? Well, when I went to play the game, I went in knowing that it was really obtuse and that it would just instantly kill you, and I ended up finding those things charming and funny. If you went into Tulip not knowing those things, and I was just like, yeah, Tulip's like one of my favorite games of all time. It's like so good. It's like, wow, so artistic. If you don't like it, then you must have like trash taste in video games. And then you get into it and you open a trash can and you find poop, and the poop breaks your heart and you die and you lose like 30 minutes of progress. Yeah, that might be a problem. Save often. like there's an advantage. This is why they always have a purpose. Like I'll always read reviews because like it helps inform. Knowing that other people dislike a game that I am interested in makes me appreciate the game more, because I know to be forgiving of the things that I might do that are annoying, if that makes sense. We love Tulip. Yes! I love Tulip. I love Tulip. Look at this first issue of Hyper. Oh, that's Chun-Li, yeah. I really like Hyper as a magazine. I would love to collect the entire thing. Keep saying words, please. Thank you. Wait, I need to scroll back up. I know a Souls fan that gave Bloodborne 4 out of 10 because they had to farm blood vials a few times during their playthrough. No, this is why like numbered review scores don't work. Like, that's the thing. Like, I could completely understand like someone being like, oh yeah, I didn't like Bloodborne because I had to farm blood vials a few times, or I didn't like Skyward Sword because I had trouble getting the motion controls to work. I could be like, in the case of like Skyward Sword motion controls, well, like the motion controls actually work quite well, but you do have to be like very precise with your like hand gestures. Like, it's not a, you have swiping down and swiping like diagonally, you have to be precise. You have to be precise in that game. If you're not being precise, then you're going to get like weird inputs. So I could completely see like someone not liking those games based on having to farm blood vials, having annoying motion control, gimmicky thingos. Also, again, sorry, I'm not even caught up with chat yet. But it's like once you attach a number score to it, like that changes. Like, it goes from like a this is my experience with this game. I didn't like Bloodborne because I found blood vials. This could be like, oh well, someone didn't like Bloodborne because you didn't have to farm blood vials. Maybe they were at a time in their life where they were just frustrated with it, or they just weren't in the mood for it at the time. That's fine. It sort of changes the review, you know? Review scores is stupid. Metacritic is stupid, even though I have a weird ability to like list off the Metacritic scores for like a lot of different video games. Game reviews like that treat it like a game of development and design is a collective work of the best game of all time. Like, there's an end goal and not an attempt to make a specific experience. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I think, like, remember, I don't know enough about like art history to comment, but you know, okay, look, I'm pretty sure this is a scenario that's happened before. You know, when a piece of modern art that is basically like someone throwing paint at a canvas, or someone placing like a bunch of squares on a canvas and a specific pattern, and the squares are of different colors, and then someone does a hyper-realistic portrait of the countryside and it has beautiful lighting and a sunset, and you both enter both of them into an art competition, and then the art critics are like, this painting where they spilled paint on it is like far superior and is so artistic and meaningful, and the general population is, how on earth could you like this? How could you on earth could you let this win over this amazing picture of a sunset? But it's like, art is weird. Like meaning and art and creativity is like complicated and meaningful, and there's a lot to it. It's like, I don't think you can really give an artwork a lot of the time like a number score out of 10. I think you can give like an essay that someone has written for a university assignment a mark out of 10, because you know, as the marker, and I'm saying this because I've marked a lot of essays, but like, you know, as the marker, you know what a good essay is, and you know what a not so good essay is. Like, they have, there's certain things that you're looking for. It's nothing about the topic. Topic doesn't matter. Argument matters. Structure matters. The resources that you use within it matters. The language choice that you use matters. It's really easy to tell. You can often tell the difference between like an essay that's going to get like a 10 out of 10, or nothing will ever get a 10 out of 10 in essay land, but something that's going to get like 90, let's say like 93 is like the upper echelon of like what you get in a mark, versus one that's going to get like a 60 or something, like 60 being like a pass. Like, it's a pass, it's a decent attempt, you did enough to prove that you actually paid attention to the course, but it's not very good. The thing that's rough about games discourse is that the loudest voices in any conversation tend to be the people who played until they found out they didn't like it and have a really shallow thing to complain about, and people who have played way more of a game have burnt out on it and complain about the minor issue that they were annoying when they finally stopped playing. Yeah, it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing. I find that a lot of my favorite reviewers are, if you're, wait, I'll just link them because By the way, I am not caught up at all with chat. Thor. I feel like there's another reviewer that I would also put into this category. But Thor High Heels is probably my favorite reviewer slash video game person because they don't really review video games. They just kind of... I'm not sure what you would talk about. It's like video game... Yeah, it's video game discourse. It's video game discourse. They make video games about video game and video game discourse and about the meaning that they found in it. Like the original series that they used to do was like called So I've Been Playing Boku no Natsuyasumi too, right? And it'd be like, yeah, so I've been playing this game, it does these things, I ran into like these issues, not necessarily a problem. Like there's an attitude that's often like especially with like Thor High Heels, and I guess you see it a lot in like Kusoge lovers. I guess a lot of like streamers like Kusoge now, which is really funny because like that's always like been what I've really loved and enjoyed. Didn't mean to interrupt. No, don't be sorry. Thank you so much for the 6 months melancholy. I've just been on a tangent. I've been on a tangent. There was no interrupting me. There's no interrupting me. You don't have a problem. We love talking to you. I'm so glad. I have a problem with enabling Alexi to say words by typing way too much when she starts talking a lot. Yeah. It's weird. Like I often have problems like communicating with people. If I'm in a group, if I'm in a group call, I often really struggle talking and saying words. I usually don't have that problem as much when it's like one-on-one. I just like bouncing a conversation between like two people. Once it starts to being like a conversation, it starts being like small talk or something, I struggle a lot more. No comment, Cream. I don't know what that was in relation to. I'm so intrigued. Pure Ghost, hi. Most of the games I don't like are just because there's much better choices. Yeah. Like, yeah, I think that's incredibly valid. Like, why would you play if you've only got like 5 hours a week to play a video game? Why would you play Mindjack on PlayStation 3 when you could go play like Gears of War, the Gears of War trilogy, right? Like unless there's something about like Mindjack that's appealing to you, like there's something about the aesthetic that calls to you, or like you're into the like weirdo dialogue, then like why not just go play Gears of War? Why go play Risen 3 when you could go play Baldur's Gate 3, right? What? I recommend chill up to specific people. Me too. Yeah, that's what I do. If I only recommend chill up to people if I feel like they would like chill up. It's like a very specific type of person. It's like the kind of person that likes weird artsy stuff and also doesn't like the mainstream stuff and also is a massive masochist. That's who you recommend chill up to. Like the art hose. It was a big poopy. It did more than your current max HP and damage, yeah. Oh no, not the big poopy. I understand. That's me with a certain Tim Burton PS2 game. It's probably not a game I would recommend to a wide audience, but it's a spiritual experience. I think that A Nightmare Before Christmas game on PlayStation 2, Oogie's Revenge, I've never played it, but it's a game I would really like to at some point. And it's weird because like that game specifically, that's in the same conversation as Devil May Cry. Like it's a Devil May Cry like. It's inspired by Devil May Cry. There's going to be some comparisons between the two. But like how do I explain this? I've finished Devil May Cry 1, part of Devil May Cry 2 and Devil May Cry 5, so I need to play 3. I played a little bit of 3. I need to play 3 and 4. Yeah, that's it. I also need to finish DMC, the reboot, but the reboot annoyed me. And I don't know if I can actually be bothered. That's an example of there are other games that are a better choice. I'd much rather just finish like Devil May Cry 3 than try to go back and suffer through the painful dialogue that was in DMC, especially as I am someone who likes games aesthetically, if that makes sense. But like when it comes to something like Devil May Cry, I'm thinking of Devil May Cry 1 specifically. There's like the combat, and the combat's good. Like, I really enjoyed the combat in Devil May Cry 1. I thought it was really engaging, really fun, really Moorish. But the thing that stuck with me from Devil May Cry 1 was actually the exploration. Which, like, going from Devil May Cry 1 to Devil May Cry 5, Devil May Cry 5 is probably more about the combat. It's probably more about the combat and some of like the goofy cutscenes, which are amazing. But like, and it kind of like, if at least that's the case with me, like if I said that I'm a huge fan of Devil May Cry, which is true, but I like the atmosphere from the first game, that was my favorite thing about it, with the combat being like this glue that like got me through the entire thing. So the Nightmare Before Christmas game, it doesn't really matter to me like what the combat is like. It's like with Platinum games. Like, I love Platinum games. Platinum's games are like my favorite video games ever. But I'm usually more about like the way that they make me feel to play them. Like the way that Wonderful 101 was like so exciting and enthralling, and that like when I finished Wonderful 101, I was smiling. It was like a spiritual experience, like getting to the end of that game. Like it was pure joy. It was pure joy injected into the veins, and that had nothing to do with like the combat mechanics. And it's perfectly valid to like be like the combat mechanics are like the most important thing. But I thought the combat mechanics in like Wonderful 101 were really good. I really liked the combat mechanics. It's just that it was like the rest of the game that like held me in. The thing that made me like God Hand so much is definitely like the weirdo cutscenes and the vibes to that game, with again like the combat being like the glue. And if the glue was like less tasty, that's an analogy that I didn't think I was making. How many people like to taste glue? Wow, Lexi streams are so much fun and intellectual and engaging. I love it when Lexi says words. But like, it's important that like the glue is tasty, right? The glue has to be tasty in order for the rest of it to be... Never mind, I'm going to move on from this. I need to drink some water. I actually tried Bloodborne after Elden Ring. I quit because I kept having to farm for blood vials and anti-poison, much unlike Elden Ring. I'd play it if it got remastered for PC though. I think that's incredibly valid. Like, I think if you were getting annoyed about like having to farm for blood vials, then that's very fair. Like there's very specific routes that I always used to farm blood vials, and that didn't take very long. And I also kind of enjoyed the blood vial farming because it was like, I'm out of blood vials. It also changed the way that I played like a little bit. Like the way that like healing works in Elden Ring, right, is that it's like I don't even know what they call the flask. The Estus flask in Dark Souls is like an extension of your health bar. So you get hit, you drink from your Estus flask, it fills up the health you get. But when you actually add it together, it's like you've got 400 HP plus 100 plus 100 plus 100, right? With Demon Souls, to use a different FromSoft example. How far did we get away from Boku no Natsuyasumi? In Demon Souls, for instance, like you could take as many herbs into the levels as you liked. So in that case, it was like farming for health potions basically made like the game easier. So like having very limited health potions made it very intense. Having like 99 herbs made a big difference in the game not being frustrating. In the case of Bloodborne, the value of a blood vial was not enough to make it like frustrating. So it did kind of, but there was like a little bit at the back of your mind where you're like, okay, I'm taking damage, which means that I'm picking up, like, I'm taking more damage than I am getting blood vials back. So if I keep playing in like this kind of clumsy way, then I'm going to have to go and farm blood vials. So the value of the blood vial is much greater than the Estus flask in like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, but it also maintains the tension that those games, unlike in Demon Souls where you could also have like a limited healing supply. Does that make sense? I ended up thinking that it was I liked blood vials, but I could also see like them just being like, okay, yeah, we'll change the blood vial system so that it just regens. That's fair enough. And I think that would be fair. I like the combat a lot. Farming, I hated so much. I completely empathize with that. I think that's really valid. Okay. Where am I up to? Dun-dun-dun. To be fair, I don't care to read too deeply into negative reviews. When I check play reviews, it's usually only the positive ones to see what it's good about. I think that's also a good way, especially when it comes to like user reviews. I very rarely check the negative ones because I'll read the negative reviews, or if they're like a mainstream reviewer, but if it's like on Steam, generally speaking, I don't trust user reviews enough to read the negative ones. And also like a lot of Steam reviews are like memes. They're like negative review of Dota 2, don't play it, and then they've got like 2,700 hours on it. Like that's the joke. Essay Land, let's go. Games are so subjective. You can give the game a number score that can reflect how a general audience feels about it, but you gotta know your own preference. Exactly. Essay Land. In high school, my teacher used to reference speeches he liked as 10 out of 10 essays. Yeah. I think like if you're marking as a marker, you just never go up to the 10 out of 10, right? Like it just doesn't happen. You might give a 9 out of 10, you might give a 9.5 out of 10, but it never goes up to a 10 because like it doesn't matter how good the student essay is, it can always be improved. And at the same time, it's much harder to fail an essay. It's much harder to fail. Like it's not like a maths exam where you can either get 100% or you could get like 20, right? It's really hard to fail an essay. You can fail an essay, but comparatively, it's much more difficult. I love Thor. Yes, I love Thor high heels. They're so good. My favorite reviewers are people who are hyper-fixated on a single video game and tell me all about its history and development in a 5-hour video. That's become one of my like favorite genres of essay on action button. That's the other. Wait, Tim Rogers.
I guess I should start the video.
Okay, this is my other favorite reviewer. Tim Rogers. This was when he was at Kotaku. Action button. There we go. And this is their current channel. Speaking of which, he might have released a 6-hour video essay on Boku no Natsuyasumi 1. Wow, this tangent just suddenly got related back to the game that we were playing. Amazing. These are some of the most cursed thumbnails I've ever seen in my life. I look forward to watching them. I recommend their video so much. Thor High Heels is amazing. Thor always finds the good in games. It's so nice. Yes, it's like my favorite thing about their channel. Week 1 of meeting Pahi, I knew I needed to get Pahi to play Chul eventually. I have never felt more correct about any recommendation in my life. Yeah, and it's a really lovely feeling. It's a really lovely feeling when you get into, when you like find someone that you know will like that type of video game, right? Like is like a spiritual connection with someone to both like Julep or both like Rule of Rose. It's just like, it's like similar life values or something. I don't know. I'm glad you knew. Uki's Revenge haunts my memories. I had it physically as a kid. It was one of my 20 PS2 games. I really need to buy that game. I really need to buy it. I really want to get back into collecting video games. I kind of stopped because of depression, but I'd like to get back into it again. As someone who pushed through intense soul-draining slogan, Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, I understand. Final Fantasy XIV is one of those games that I only managed to get to the end game because I happened to meet like a guild, a free company they called them in that game, and I made friends, and I got to the my motivation was get to the end game so I can go play with them. That was my motivation. I managed to make it through the entire slog of a single player campaign, and I did like the story in A Realm Reborn, but the thing was, in the case of like Final Fantasy XIV, you've got this really good story and you've got this MMO, and the two kind of like push against each other, because like if you don't have any friends and you're playing it as like a single player MMO, then it's a really long single player RPG that has a lot of unnecessary like running back and forth between places. Strangely, a lot of lacking gameplay because there's no like random encounters between like point A and point B, and yeah, it's a weird experience. But if you play it with friends, then you've got the like, whenever you're in a cutscene, you know that people in your free company are talking about stuff, and you can't talk about the thing that they're talking about because you're doing a single player game while they're doing that. So then you have to be like, do I press the enter key and like talk to my friends while I'm watching this cutscene? But then it takes away from the cutscene because you're like, now I'm talking to Twitch chat while I'm playing a video game. Actually, maybe that's just what Twitch streaming is. I don't know. Anyone want to play Gregory Horror Show? Me! I play Gregory Horror Show. Gregory Horror Show is like one of my favorite games of all time. It's very lexical. It is very lexical. I love that game. I love that game. I adore it. Also a game that like you couldn't attach a review score to because it's like too weirdly flawed but amazing and wonderful and a beautiful experience. I can't believe I've been talking in front of the pause screen for like an hour. I haven't even caught up with chat lag. I've only seen a stream or two here, but I had a feeling. Yeah, that game is extremely... Welcome to the Glue Eater stream. Glue smells good, but I don't like the taste, so usually I sniff it a bunch. That's the best worst analogy I've heard. I'm so glad. We need to make glue analogies for I'm almost caught up. I've almost caught up. Boku no Natsuyasumi is the Dark Souls 2 of Beta Sumo. Yeah. She's never going to remember the context of what I said yeah to by the time she gets here. It's true. It's true. This is a lesson in how to write engaging Twitch chat messages, because if you just write yeah, then I'll have like huh? So many lessons I learned today. I remember reading a bit of the Lies of P negative reviews. It was so many bad takes. Yeah, it's always interesting reading the reviewers that of people that play Souls games that just don't get them. Like that's a genre of video game media that, yeah, that's the thing. Have you ever seen Commander Shepard's reviews? I haven't. I've never heard of Commander Shepard outside of the Mass Effect context. As a kid, in all my ground intelligence, I only bought movie tie-in games. Amazing. So that's who they make the movie tie-in games for. It was June. Action Button Review. I love Action Button Review. Hi Sky, how are you? I'm actually going to lose my voice soon. I've been trying. I'm trying to get Lena to stream Tokimeki. I wonder how much she would like it. It's all connected. Everything loops back to Boku no Natsuyasumi. If I could find my childhood copy, I would send it to you, but I feel like it didn't survive. Well, normally you wouldn't be able to send it to me because I wouldn't be able to play it on my PlayStation 2, but because I'm stupid and a bit crazy, I may have modded a PlayStation 2 and so I could play imported games from America. That is my only motivation. The story is great, but the way it's told is... what was this context in? Oh, Final Fantasy 14. Yeah. I love the story of Final Fantasy 14. I just wish that it was like in a traditional Final Fantasy game. Like, it's great to have... I mean, there's a catch to this, right? And it's that MMOs are really nice. Like, it's nice to have MMOs. And if Final Fantasy XIV wasn't an MMO, then who knows? I might not have actually been here today because the experience that I had socially with that game was amazing. And in many ways it changed my life. So, like, I can't say that I would rather have Final Fantasy XIV as a single player game, even though I think the story would be better as a single player game. It is what it is, right? I love to like get a remake of Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XIV one day. But the thing is, again, like, those games have so much content in them. They're going to have to cut stuff out, right? Like, they're going to have to cut stuff out. They'd have to, if they make a single player game out of Final Fantasy XIV, some stuff is going to have to go. And is that stuff going to be important? Who knows? I played Final Fantasy XIV and quit at the very end. I didn't hate it, but I eventually went back to old school RuneScape. I love old school RuneScape. I also haven't played in a while, but I think there's nothing like old school RuneScape. I think what I like about old school RuneScape is that when you do a quest, the quest is like very involved and very like thought out. They're not great stories. They can be funny, but they're not great stories. But every side quest is an adventure. And then, if you want to go make a sword, you have to go to the mine to mine ore, which you then have to take back to the bank to put in your bank, and then you have to take the ore from your bank to the smelter place, and then smelt the ore. Then you have to take the smelted ore all the way to a different city in order to craft it into a sword and suit of armor. Like it's crazy involved. Like, I love the way that the skills work in that game. As simple as it can be, RuneScape is a great world to exist in. Which is like, again, what I've kind of been getting at. I kind of like, that's kind of my favorite thing. Whereas like comparing old school RuneScape to like World of Warcraft is like, you go to a town, there's a bunch of quest givers, you click on the quest givers, they go tell you to go either go here or go kill 20 goblins. You go kill the 20 goblins and then go there and you do all of the side quests and then you turn them in all at the same time and then you get a bunch of XP and level up and go to the next town. Very different experiences, World of Warcraft and RuneScape. Which is funny because like I'm not necessarily like a huge fan of like survival games or open world games, but I really like what old school RuneScape was giving out. I still think it's my favorite MMO. Everyone knows the endgame is fishing and mahjong. It's true. It's true. How far away? Okay, I'm not that far. It's just a ton of up and down tiny little dialogue bits. It's just a bit frustrating, especially on my first run through. I accidentally picked up a bunch of side quests and did that. The side quests in Final Fantasy XIV are weird because there's so many of them, but they all feel so pointless. They all feel so pointless because like you always have enough experience. They don't give enough experience to like justify doing them on like even a side class, but there's just so many of them. There's so many of them. What is the purpose of them? They barely give any experience. They barely give any like incentive to do them. The stories are kind of interesting sometimes, but she's just a silly Billy. I'm just a silly Billy. Hi Name, how are you? Welcome. Sorry it's taken me so long to say hello to you. I'm catching up slowly. I'm catching up slowly. I can't believe that you have been talking in front of the poor screen for an hour. It happens every time I've watched you. Oh no. Oh no. Tragedy. Tragedy. Do you think if we came up with enough discussion material to send in messages, the entire stream will end up being a Zatsu? It might be. It might be. Yeah. I mean, like, I'll keep, if you keep giving me tangents, I'll keep talking about them. I love my tangents. I'll talk about video games all day long. I'm okay. I'm a bit anxious because of exams, but I think I've done amazing so far. It's just 2 exams where I'll think I'll do okay, and the ones I won't that I'm probably not doing anyway. So, oh, let's go, Sky. I'm so proud of you. Have you finished them all? I'm sure you'll do amazing. I don't know if this helps at all, but like, as someone who marks essays at a university level, you don't think like the marking process is very unemotional. Like, you don't really pay much attention to like the names. If someone writes like a good essay, you're impressed with it, but if someone writes like a bad essay or does like a bad exam, you're just like, it's just I hope they're okay. I hope they didn't stress too much about it. They still passed. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Hopefully they got something out of the course. Like, I'd be more concerned as like the person marking the essays of whether they actually like enjoyed it, because like if they seem like they had a good time writing the essay, even if it was bad, then like that's kind of good. Like if they got something out of it, if they learnt something about the world, if they understand more about like where we come from and the way that the world works, and yeah, like providing they get something out of it, that's great. I'm all in for that. So yeah, like marking is very unemotional, weirdly. Weird as it might seem, like no teacher that I've ever seen ever looks down at like any essay that gets like a bad mark, but they do get excited when like someone writes a really good essay. Like if someone writes a really good essay, then it's like, oh my gosh, I was reading this essay and it was really good. Like it's a really exciting thing. It's really exciting when someone writes something and you're like, yes, this is so good. It's so good. What a great essay. I'm so proud of them. Imagine doing all the stuff that never made it past concept art. I always think about like concept art in video games, and like this is especially the case with like older games, because I feel like with newer games they're better able to like represent the concept art actually in game. But like there's so much stuff, especially like in older games, where you see the concept art and then it's like, this didn't even like make it into the game. Where was this? How different would the video game have been? Did it just not fit in because they didn't have the time? Did it like not meet their vision for the rest of the game? It's so interesting. I think a lot of the multiplayer Final Fantasy XIV content would be kind of arse if it was turned into single player. I think so too. I think so too. Like, I'm not sure how you would make that game. You'd have to kind of like rewrite it, right? It's like one of those things that's like just a little bit flawed. Like, it's fine though. Like, I don't know. The story in Final Fantasy XIV is really good, and it gives a lot of people like, everyone like bonds over it. Like when a really emotional thing happens in the story, everyone like experiences it at the same time usually. Or people like you're like, people ask you like, oh, where are you up in the main story quest? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just about to fight. I've just finished the Heaven's Ward campaign, and I'm just about to go fight Nidhogg. I'm really excited to go fight Nidhogg with like my best buddy Estinian. And everyone's like, I'm doing a thumbs up if you can't see. Wait, where's my, sorry if this is just, never mind, I'm in too deep now. And everyone's just doing like that emote. It's like, yeah, enjoy yourself. And then they come out of the cutscene and like, guys, I need a moment. It's like everyone understands. It's like having that like shared experience, like that shared story. And then there's the people that like skip every cutscene. I'm like, I'm just in it for the end game raiding. Wow, you do you. Getting the Final Fantasy 11 and 14 stories as like .hack style shooter MMOs would be really cool. Oh, you're so right. I would love that. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. Dot Hack Sign is like one of my favorite anime of all time. I love Dot Hack Sign. I really want to watch it again. Oh, what a wonderful anime. I adored that series. I think watching Dot Hack Sign first kind of changed my initial like reception of Sword Art Online. Because I didn't actually realize that Sword Art Online was like massively popular at the time. I didn't realize that like Sword Art Online was like super hyped. So when people were talking about it, it was like, oh, it's a bit like Dot Hack Sign. So the first like 7 episodes or however many of Sword Art Online, I was like, this is actually really good. This captures like some of the same things that I liked about Dot Hack. And I kind of went off a little bit off the rails after that point. I didn't end up actually doing what I liked about Dot Hack Sign, but there were little like tidbits of the same, which I really appreciated, like those early episodes of Sword Art Online. I think that's why I'm kind of fond of the series. It's actually not because of Sword Art Online is enjoyable. It's because I really like Dot Hack Sign. I need to play the PlayStation 2 games. One day. Mining Orin takes 14 real hours. That would be in... I love mining in... I think we're talking about old school RuneScape. I love mining Orin RuneScape. It's so fun. If we don't stop, she'll blow out all the vocal cords. She's in the zone right now. It's true! I can't stop! This pause screen has just gone on forever. Honestly, I did have a lot more fun with RuneScape than WoW now that you mention it. I think that RuneScape is magical. I'm actually really excited for they're doing like a HD update to old school RuneScape where they're making like the graphics more... They call it like HD, which is weird because like high definition... HD remasters like usually is like taking something that's low resolution and making it bigger, but I'm pretty sure old school RuneScape was already running at like a higher resolution. They're just like adding more lighting effects. But I actually liked what they were doing with the lighting effects, so I am quite excited to... I'm quite excited to see the remake. Not the remake, the remaster. Because they're basically just like taking the shell of the old game and just like putting a new graphical effects over the top of it. I think that's really cool. Too many games copy World of Warcraft. Old school RuneScape is so unique. I wish other MMOs would take notes, especially the progression. I'm really getting dry. I need to take a break after this. I have 9k hours and I haven't and will never get through all the content because I don't have to. It's a horizontal game. Find what you like and pursue that, unlike most MMOs which do the main story, boring main story than raid. It's true. It's like, if the problem with like World of Warcraft and like other MMOs like it is that the end game is so focused on the raiding and like the PvP and like the other bits at the end game that like the story kind of is just like the busy work that you have to get to in order to get to like the good stuff, right? Alessa, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Hi Nan, how are you? Lexi, do you want to do real just Chinese streams instead of porting a game? No, the Zatsu has to like happen organically. I can't just start a Zatsu. I don't have anything IRL to like talk about. It has to like spark off of something. I have thought about like doing Zatsus. It would be really fun, but I think it has to happen organically, if you know what I mean. They're all pointless. They give no experience. I think we're talking about side quests in Final Fantasy XIV. Give no lore, and it's just like, what is this? I'm sure they just exist to distract you if you're playing the game on patch drop and like have no more content. I feel like that's the case when Shadowbringers came out. I've never actually finished Shadowbringers, which is probably like the most talked about and hyped up expansion of Final Fantasy XIV, because when it came out I was like, I'm gonna do all of the side quests, and then I got burnt out on all of the side quests, and then I was like, okay, bye. Okay, I'll come back to this. And then now years have passed since the Shadowbringer story has come out, and I'm only just past the fairy section, and I'm like, I don't remember. I was emotionally invested in the story before, but now I'm not, and I don't really have an easy way to restart it. So I guess I'll just never get to experience it again like this. I would experience Shadowbringers as if like my dream is like to play Final Fantasy 14 with like a friend, and then they like get up to the Shadowbringers and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy a level boost, and I'm going to do the Shadowbringer story on a different server data center than what I have. That's how I will eventually end up enjoying Shadowbringers. Just relaxing, enjoying the conversation. I woke up a little early this morning, but I'm feeling cozy today. I'm so glad. That makes me so happy to hear. Where am I up to? Okay. Well, wait. I'm so far behind. I'm so far. It's fine. We're slowly catching up. Old School RuneScape also had a new skill, sailing. Past the play vote, so we're finally getting a new skill after all these. Let's go. I'll stay hydrated. That's a really good idea. Wait, I might finish this tea. I might go finish this tea, and then I'm going to go grab some water, and then I might have actually rehydrated. I might also put the air conditioning on, because I'm like this weird combination of dry throat and like humid. It's not very fun. Okay, going to go grab some water. I'll be back in a moment.
Well done!
Okay, I'm back. I forgot to turn the air conditioning on. Oh wait, never mind. Come back. Wait. Oh, it just reminded me. Like, talking about like comfy games like Boku no Natsuyasumi where you like exist in a place. I've been playing a game called, what is it? Rain Code Switch. It has a really bad name. It's a really bad name. It's called Master Detective Archives Rain Code. Sorry. It's amazing. I love it. It's like, it's got the comfiest vibes. I'm only like a part of the way through it. It's by the same people that made Danganronpa, and I really like Danganronpa also because I like the bits in Danganronpa where you like explore the school in first person. I love that bit so much. It's like my favorite thing. I really like that section. The school is like so atmospheric. There's like parts of Danganronpa too where you're trapped in like certain spaces, and it's like, this is just incredibly weird. Anyway, let's not start off on a different tangent. I just thought I'd mention that because I really am enjoying that game and I recommend it, even though I haven't finished it, but I think it's really cool. Just 2 exams left. Let's go, Sky! I'm so proud of you. Chat. Lexi's a just Chinese streamer disguised as a retro streamer, and that's okay. Yeah, exactly. Hi, I'm Lexi. I live in a rainy lake. I play retro games. Just kidding. I do just chatting screens while looking at the pause screen of a retro stream. I heard a noise and jumped out of my room with a flashlight, and it was my fucking stepmother tripping over something, and I blinded her. Oh no! Honestly, I always like the concept art more than the final product and things. I love the raw look of the artist before someone else steps in. Yes, me too! Me too. We need just like a game that's just like concept art, like they just put in their original sketches. That would be amazing. We don't have to write essays. It's mostly translating or fixing bad translations. This Friday, for example, I had to translate a dialogue from a film and make it ready to voice act in Spanish for VAs. Oh, that's so exciting! That's so exciting! I'm so proud of you. It's okay. You are amazing. And this is very enjoyable and cute and amazing and comfy. I love you, Sky. Thank you. I actually like the newer format of instance-based dungeon mini MMOs like Monster Hunter, Grand Blue, Relink, Warframe. It's like MMOs but shrunk down. I think that like Monster Hunter is a really good MMO concept, and because it has all of the same things. It has a lot of the same things that like we like about MMOs, but like none of the nonsense bloat, and it's often like better multiplayer than like actual MMOs. Like Monster Hunter is so comfy with friends. Monster Hunter is so comfy. Monster Hunter is like, oh, it's amazing. I love Monster Hunter. I'm really excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. Oh, we're gonna be waiting forever. We're gonna be waiting forever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get there eventually. I really need to get into Warframe one day. There's just too much content. I feel like Warframe might be a bit too much of a time sink for me. I have a vow of chastity when it comes to Sword Art Online. It's not worth it, June. I liked like there's like a select few moments in like the first couple of episodes, and like going on from that point there's like select moments that I really liked about it. But I don't recommend Sword Art Online. I think I recommend .hack. I recommend .hack Sign. I think .hack Sign's amazing. I love that game. But again, oh, not game, that video game, that anime. I think it's about the vibes with that one. Very weird. Spooky. .hack Sign is spooky. That game is scary. Early Sword Art Online was pretty good. After that though, there's so many seasons. There's like I tried to watch the bit with the guns and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I felt like I don't know. It became a very different like show from what I was expecting it to be. I think anything that involves like I own a couple of Sword Art Online video games, and it's because I have an incredible fondness for video games where you play an MMO, where there's single player games where you play an MMO. I think that's like such a fun concept, and I love the way that it translates aesthetically into the video game. But I don't like any of the Sword Art Online characters, so it's a bit weird. It's a bit of a strange experience. So like, I really like the way that tree looks on a hill in the distance, and I really like the way that when you press the triangle button, a weird mid-2000s user interface like pops up. But the rest of the game, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm just here for the weird tree in the distance. The weird tree in the distance on that hill. That's what I like. Where am I? Oh my gosh, I'm so far away. Official HD old school RuneScape. I've never had a problem with the graphics. I hope it makes the game playable for some people. Yeah, me too. Like, I have no problem with the graphics either. I'm excited to see. I like seeing things that I've played before through a different lens. I think that's really interesting. Like, I really like the original Shadow of the Colossus, and I really like the remake. And I feel like with Shadow of the Colossus, I feel like I noticed different things about Shadow of the Colossus versus from the original game to the remake. Like there were in both instances, even though I'm pretty sure like they remade the same game twice, like it's the same game, right? Like when I watched the cutscene for the remake, I was like, wait, they completely redid this. But no, it's the same thing. It's just got a different vibe to it. So I feel like both playing the remake and the original game, I got different things out of the same game and the same gameplay and the same story. And I love that. I love that. So if the HD old school RuneScape can like reframe the way that people see that older game, then I think that's amazing. I think the only thing is that like a lot of old school RuneScape is like looking out in the distance and it's really dark. Like it just hasn't rendered in. I wonder what that experience will be of like looking out. Like imagine playing old school RuneScape but from like a over the shoulder perspective with WASD controls or something. That would be wild. It's such a shame that like more MMOs never took inspiration from RuneScape. Such a shame. Such a shame. Alessa, welcome. I'm so sorry that it's taken me like so long to. I don't have like the timestamps on, so I don't know like when people sent these messages, but it feels like a really long time ago. Anyway, the charm of Lexi streams is a random sudden just chatty moments. Yeah, like what was it? I was about to give a key to this girl. I was just like walking up a hill and then I was like, oh, by the way, I didn't even remember what I was talking about. I don't remember what I was talking about originally. I think it was like something about video game reviews. I'm excited to go to Shadowbringers. Everyone says it's super amazing. I really like the Shadowbringers story. Like again, I didn't finish it. But like Shadowbringers was this moment where I was like, I wish this was a single player game. I didn't have to like play with, I wish I didn't have to share this with anyone. I wish I could just like play it on my own, like on a Nintendo DS. I wish this exact same story was happening with like, oh, it's weird as well because like, I don't know if the Final Fantasy, oh gosh, my voice is cracking. It's no, I might have to do a shorter stream today. I've done like 2 in-game days. I've done 2 in-game days. I've just gone on a wild just chanting ramble. But like, I don't know whether the fact that like Final Fantasy 14 has like these like characters that you've spent so much time with. I don't feel very emotionally invested with any of them, to be honest. So I feel like you could take a similar story. Actually, oh, I don't know. Shadowbringers is really good. That's all I'll say. I really like it. It's a lot darker than the previous stories, and it goes some places. I like the places that it goes. Lexi, what do you think? Lexi, what do you think of video games? Short power stats. It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. Oh no. That's like Lexi streams. That's like Lexi streams in a nutshell. I'll play Final Fantasy 14 with you. It would be fun. It would be really fun to play like Final Fantasy 14 with the community. Oh, I like that. I wish I could experience the rest of Final Fantasy 14, but I've bounced with A Realm Reborn like 3 times. Alessa, I don't know if this helps you at all, but I bounced off A Realm Reborn like 3 or 4 times before I finally got into it. I feel like the secret to enjoying Final Fantasy 14 is join a guild, like, or just get lucky. Like the time that I got into it, I was just like hanging out, and I wasn't even hanging out, I was just like looking around the starting area, and then someone like waved at me and I was like, how do I wave back? And then they DM'd me and they're like, hi, nice to meet you. Blah, 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 blah. Would you like to join our free company? I was like, don't say no, don't say no, don't say, yeah, yes, I'd love to. And I was really nervous at first, but then I joined in and then I was like, oh my gosh, Lexi, welcome. Welcome, Lexi. Everyone say welcome. And there was like 50 people like saying, welcome, Lexi. And then I was like, these people are really nice. There's so much life. Like there's so much energy here. I think if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't have stuck with it. I 100% know. If I did not have that experience, I would not have stuck with Final Fantasy 14. So I blame absolutely no one for bouncing off a Realm Reborn. I think it's really something you need to like. I wouldn't even say that you need to play with friends. I would say you need to play with a free company. You need to like play with like a really high energy free company that's like does lots of events and hangs out all the time. Because there's a lot of free companies out there that are just like, I don't know how to describe them. They don't do anything together. They like, a lot of free companies are basically just like, you're there for like you get like an XP boost, you get like an experience boost, and you get like cheaper teleports, and that's like, it's just like a collection where like 500 people join so that when they log in they can get the cheap teleports and XP boosts, and they don't do anything with them. It's really weird. It's really weird. It needs like a very like active, it needs a really active guild leader. And it's kind of hard. I think as well, like if you find like a smaller guild of maybe like, I don't know, 20-30 people with like maybe 5-10 people that are like really active all of the time. That's how to get into that game. That's how to get into it. It's the same thing that's happened in World of Warcraft. Like I've played World of Warcraft lots of times, never gone to endgame once. And I've spent like, I'm not even kidding, hundreds of hours in World of Warcraft. But in all of that time, the only time I ever had a social experience in World of Warcraft was like on the first 2 times that I did the free trial when I was like really little. Like I was tiny back then when I did the free trial. I just like happened to meet people and they were just like, hi, how are you? And we just like went on adventures together. Like that was peak World of Warcraft for me. Bad World of Warcraft for me was every single other time I got into the game where the only thing like keeping you in there was like the gameplay loop being kind of fun. And then even if you do join a guild, then it's like nothing happens. Like you join a guild, you accept it. It's like they're just looking for people to join to fill up their numbers. They're not actually looking to like to host a social thing. It's not there for people to get to know each other or to make friends. It's just fill up your guild with like 500 people to make it look good. Alright, I need to head out for the night. Funzatsu. Sorry, it took me so long to get to your message, Tem, but thank you so much. It's been really lovely meeting you. I feel you only managed to get through it now, like after half a year. It's really difficult. It's really difficult. I honestly think that like Final Fantasy 14 is like the best and worst experience. Like it depends so much. It's so variable. Like you need that, like at least for me, like maybe other people have different experiences and they're just like, yeah, I just want something like mindless to jump through, and if like the story's like decent, then that's fine. I can get up to endgame. I know a lot of people have like a different experience. If I didn't have that like social experience with Final Fantasy 14, then I would my experience, me telling you about Final Fantasy 14 would basically like, yeah, I can see what they're going for and it's like really cute and the character designs are really nice, but like it's really boring. It's really slow. It's really hard to get into. It's funny how different life would be like that, like the the word that I'm looking for is not coming to mind. Never mind. But just like the happen chance of things, like if I had logged on at a different time of that day, then that never would have happened and I never would have joined that guild. And yeah, I never would have had like 2 years of my life where Final Fantasy 14 like came to have like some of the best and worst memories that I ever had. And still is like one of the highlights of my life. Like, funny how that happens. It's so boring. I completely agree. The starters are legitimately the worst part, which really sucks. Is long you are playing the least interesting version of your class that you will ever play, and it has more traveling around than any other one. Oh my gosh. I know that they were going to fix A Realm Reborn, but they might need to fix it again. Because like the problem with Final Fantasy 14 if you play, I don't know if they changed it, but like if you're playing Lancer, Lancer is a class that came before Dragoon. If you're playing Lancer, right? If you, I think it's like Impulse Drive. I'm pretty sure this is what the skill is. If you just spam Impulse Drive over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's higher DPS until like level 35 or something, level 30, than like actually doing your rotation. It's more DPS to press one button than, so like your low level dungeon experience as a Lancer and then an early Dragoon is like Impulse Drive and jump. The early classes are so boring. They're so boring. They need to do something about it. Like, it takes so long to get to your like actual rotation. And it's kind of crazy because like I feel like in some ways leveling up and getting new skills. Oops, I'm still talking. I'm still in this pause screen. I'm still talking. Help! Help! I get like this realization like every now and then that I'm just like, I've spent like done like an hour and a half Zatsu. We'll get to the end of this day one day. But like I feel like no matter what class they can introduce like the skills, but like by level 30 or 40 or at least level 50 you should have unlocked every single skill that you're going to need in order to do like your end game rotation. Then everything else is just like a little bit of like extra flavoring on the side. They're not going to be like, if you're missing this skill then you're missing like an integral part of your entire experience of playing this class. Oh, it's so difficult to balance because like you've got so many levels. I wonder if it would be better if they just like crunch the levels back so it was only like levels 1 through 50 and then all of the other expansions were playing at like max level. I don't know. It's really difficult. It's really difficult. She's getting towards the end. We need more things to talk about. Oh no. Oh no. I feel like I'm not close to the end. Oh no. Wait, I'm gonna pin that message. I think that's really funny. How far did you get in old school RuneScape? I haven't played in a long time. I think I got like, I don't know, maybe like level 40, 50 combat. I think I got like level 60 magic. I was getting that up. Like level 60 fishing. The fishing was getting kind of a pain. I got everything up towards like the level like, I don't know, like level 30 to 40 unless I ignored it completely. I ignored cooking. No interest in cooking. Too annoying. Too annoying. I also couldn't afford the subscription fee back then. So like I never got all of those like premium areas. I knew there was like a lot of like more efficient routes too. That probably would have been a lot more fun. I really want to go back to old school RuneScape one day. That's like one of my, maybe when they release the HD version, that might be a nice time to go back and experience it. It really grinds away. Final Fantasy XIV really grinds away your soul until there's nothing left. Then you hit Titan and things start getting hyped. Yeah, I think it was around Titan that things start getting a little bit better. The end of A Realm Reborn starts to get a lot better. I think they changed it, but then the content that comes like after A Realm Reborn is like, oh my gosh, there's so much. There was so much. There was so much between like Heaven's Ward and A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward. It was horrible. It was horrible. By the time I actually got up to Heaven's Ward, I was like starting to skip through dialogue because I was like, this is taking so long. It's taking so long. It was definitely an issue of like, yeah. I think as well like the social aspect of Final Fantasy XIV kind of comes back to undermine it a little bit. Because like I was like, I want to get to end game so I can actually go and play this stupid game with my friends so that I can hang out with them and then I'm not left behind, because I don't like being left behind because I get like rejection, sensitivity, dysphoria from like being extremely neurodivergent, and I don't like being left out, and I wanted to do all of these things with friends. I didn't even realize that there was like a massive learning curve on the end game. So it was like, by the time I started Heaven's Ward, I was starting to like skip through the story a bit and I didn't really understand what was going on. No. We love cool things. We do. Ding dong. Ding ding dong. A body has been discovered. Oh, in relation. Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm so far behind in chat. I really loved Danganronpa. I love those games. Danganronpa was fun. The soundtrack has some really memorable songs. Yeah. Danganronpa has like a really nice... It has a really nice vibe that I think is like underrated. I think the characters are very well known. I don't know. Danganronpa is one of those things that has like that kind of like hidden gem charm that somehow became also like way too popular. It became really popular. As someone with 3k hours in Warframe, please don't play Warframe, but let me know if you do. Look, I'm going to have a shower. Good luck with your shower, Sky. It would be a plot twist if you were back from your shower by the time I've gotten back up to your message. Yeah, the Monster Hunter formula is great. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. My only issue is the repetitive nature of the game, which coincidentally Warframe solves fairly well. I can only recommend it if there is a lot of content in Warframe, but there's a lot of good ways to skip forward through bits that would otherwise be way too grindy. You have a lot of time, but you can push through with one good loadout. Interesting. It is a game I've dipped my toe into Warframe like multiple times. I'm actually losing my voice. I'm talking too much. I'm losing my voice. Once you get into it, you kind of want to do the grind. I completely get that. Curling up with your DS is very special. I love Nintendo DS. I don't know if that's or Dark Souls maybe. I'm not sure what we're talking about, but yeah, I love DS. I collect for DS games, or I used to. I haven't collected a DS game in a while. I really want to collect, I really want to get the Sonic Rush games. Because they're not too expensive. There's a bunch of like cheaper DS games that I think I could probably afford. My free company is very nice, but it's pretty turnover heavy. But it's fine because it's always high population. I'm really glad. I think having a nice like free company is like the thing that grounds Final Fantasy XIV. It's like the most important part, which is weird because like it's the part that's like the most ephemeral and random. Right. You also just get someone giving you a casual 300k guild to start your adventure with, and you could teleport to all Aetherites. The Final Fantasy Sprout experience is walking in the same direction as someone. One of you jumps, the other jumps, you both begin jumping around looking goofy but having fun. Yeah, I love that. That's like the best parts of being MMO, like those like little bits of socialization where you're both new and you're both like jumping around and you both like end up mimicking each other. Like even if you never get to see them again. It's just like those little special moments that make being in an MMO really satisfying and fun. Very different experience, ironically, than like .xine, which is like my favorite MMO world, even though it's not real. Man, I miss when players were active and spar nights. It's fun with 4 friends, but having like a full guild of nice people would be so cool. I wish there was like a way to bring back those old, especially like old Korean MMOs. I feel like the Korean MMO of like the 2005 to like 2013, before like free-to-play MMOs started like getting big. I feel like the free-to-play Korean MMO like Fly for Fun and Repels and C9 or something, like I feel like that era ended when games like Rift and Guild Wars 2 started going free-to-play as well, and then mainstream developers were like, oh, actually free-to-play is like crazy profitable. Let's go make all of our games free-to-play. And then suddenly free-to-play became like an even dirtier word than it was before. But like that experience of having like a free-to-play MMO where you get into it and you have no idea what to expect. Good times. Another thing about old school RuneScape servers, you don't have to pick one. It makes socializing so easy and you can play with people all around the world. Oh, I actually didn't know about that. like I always played on the Australian servers. I never even like tried to click on like the American ones. That's really cool though. Like it means that I could like, if I ever wanted to replay it, I could just make my character level up on the Australian server, then I want to socialize. We could just like hop onto the American server and it wouldn't be too laggy. So cool. I love that. They did fix the lance thing. Oh my gosh, they fixed it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That was the worst. It was so bad. I hate low level dungeons in Final Fantasy XIV. They're so boring. They're so boring. I mean, I think low level dungeons, like most MMOs, are like really boring. But like, oh my goodness. Having to do like Sastasha. I read a Kotaku article once about doing Sastasha once. And they were like, I'm going to do like everything and I'm going to explore all the areas. And they were like, they discovered this area, this like event that happens like off in one of the corners that like they'd never seen before because like everyone skips past it because it's such a boring dungeon. It's so annoying. You can hear my voice. My voice is giving out. My voice is giving out. Oh no. Comfy Zatsu, I'm so glad. It makes me so happy that I can just like talk about stuff and people are like, hey, let's talk to Lexi. Maybe if they give us leveling system that can build up the damage your class. Elder Scroll Online type of thing. Yes, I would love that. I really want to get into Elder Scroll Online, but like I know it's another big MMO. I do own it. Maybe I'll give it a go one day. I don't know. Maybe this is the time. Although I could just get back into old school RuneScape. I really like old school RuneScape. It's like, it's one of the very few games that you can kind of like AFK on a second monitor and like watch an anime at the same time, and it's fine. Like you can get a lot out of RuneScape just like playing it on a second monitor, and you can also get a lot out of it being like fully invested in it. RuneScape is amazing. I feel like people don't talk enough about how good it is. I can't help you. I can only continue to distract. I'm slowly catching up. I will catch up eventually. Maybe if they give us where am I going to? Oh no, she's going to die. I'm actually going to die. I can actually feel. I think at like I was looking at my voice at like the hour and 20-minute mark, and I was like, my voice is slowly starting to die. I can like feel it giving out. I can feel it like slowly giving way. The music in the background is like, I'm too focused on whatever I'm talking about. I can't even like go and put a playlist on. I'll lose my train of thought. I must keep talking. She's so fine. I'm not that far behind. I'm only okay. I can see the end. I can see the end. The plan worked. No, I'm going to catch up. I'm in Patch Quest Hell right now. You can for sure skip all the dialogue and just listen to the voice cutscene. Oh my gosh, they're like, it's weird though because then they put just enough like dialogue in the non-voice stuff to make it like worth reading, but they also like extend it out way too much. Such a shame. It's the same case with like World of Warcraft quests. Like the World of Warcraft quests are actually like World of Warcraft has good lore. That game world has good lore, has good stories. There's like good characters. It's buried behind like mountains of necessary level grinding. God, me also neuro rejection, cookie divergent. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I have 5k hours in Final Fantasy XIV, and 70% of that time was spent solo crafting and gathering. I loved it. I was so glad. I actually think that Final Fantasy XIV has like the second best crafting and gathering system outside of RuneScape. I really like the crafting gathering in. I feel like so many games copied World of Warcraft, and World of Warcraft is like, go to a node, you got the thing. Go to a crafting node, click a recipe, do you have all the things? Okay, you did it. Whereas like it's so involved in It's so involved in Final Fantasy 14. Like, you have rotations. You have crafting rotations. You can like craft things that you should not be crafting and that you probably shouldn't be crafting because you'll actually long term end up losing money. But you can craft them if you're really smart with how you use your skills. It's actually kind of an amazing system. At least it was when I last played it. I don't know if they've like changed or simplified it at all. Lately I've been struggling to join voice chats because they're like so late game and it feels weird. Like they want me there and they want to see me main story quest, but still feels off to have those moments where they're like, oh, but that's spoilery, let's not talk about it. It is hard because like when you're going through the main story of Final Fantasy 14, you're like, I really want to get to the end game because I want to experience socializing with friends, right? Like that's the MMO experience. I think this is why RuneScape is such a good game, because like it's all horizontal expression, horizontal progression. There's like very little where you're like completely left out. But in Final Fantasy 14, you're faced with the dilemma of, I either have to slowly go through the storyline and enjoy it because the story is really good and well told and exciting and has emotion and it's well written by actual people that care about the world, or you have to be like, I need to skip forward through the dialogue so I can go do the fun things with my friends more easily and socialize with them before they get sick of this game and move on to like Destiny 3 or something like that, you know? It's really difficult. It's really difficult. Have fun today. We're getting there. I used to play Warframe a lot back in high school. I still have a super garage setup. Yeah, it's a fun game. I'm almost at the end. Spyro Knights has kind of in-universe story of being a dying world and that you're fighting a losing war, and in a meta way, when the player base dropped, they stopped making you pay upkeep costs for guild halls, almost like there's no one left to pay your rent. Oh no, that's so sad. I think one of my favorite like comfy Korean MMOs is Dragon Nest. I really like that game. I will not go on a Korean MMO tangent. I will not go on a Korean MMO tangent. I will not go on a Korean MMO tangent. I got Elder Scrolls Online once a few years ago. That's the last disc game I bought. Oh no, that's the last disc-based game you bought. But I couldn't run it on my old laptop. I'd love to try it again with you if you want. I would like to get into Elder Scrolls Online. I think it would be fun. I caught up! You said it couldn't be done. I did it! I did it! I did it! I did it! Let's go! We can finally go give the key to the lady. 2 hours later. Oh my gosh! We nearly... Well done! Thank you! I can't believe we nearly played an ad. I'll play an ad after we talk to her because this might be an important story.
お母さん、また私に会いに来てくれなかったの。
Oh no, this is so sad.
それにしても、たった16年の人生なのに、なんでこんなに整理
Stay hydrated. Posture check. Thank you.
それにしても、たった16年の人生なのに、なんでこんなに整理しなくちゃいけないことが多すぎるんだろう。それにしても、たった16年の人生なのに、
I made it. I'm so dead. Stretch. I'm dying. I might have to end stream soon, legit, because I've spent... How did I when I get excited about something, I like speak so quickly that I don't like give my voice like time to recover. So normally I can like stream for like, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours, fine, no worries. As soon as I start like going on a tangent about things, I'm like, oh no. Today I need to hydrate again. I need to hydrate again. Oh, let's play an ad because the fortune teller is less important. Graveyard, okay. Great video games, Lexi. It's so true. Graveyard. Graveyards. Yours house. Okay. Everything is as it should be. Oh. Daytime beach. Okay. And then Yasuko's room. Oh, that's when we give her the key. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha.
はあ、
どうしたの？
最近変なことばかり考えての。
変なこと？
そうじゃ。うちの孫は二人とも女の子じゃろ。
だ
からどんなに孫のことを可愛く思っても、彼女らはいずれこの道を出て。
Oh no!
そうだね。
Wait, that's really sad.
孫たちが生きているうちは、わしに会いに来てくれるだろうし。わしが死んでも墓に参ってくれるじゃろうて。特に寂しくはないのじゃ。じゃがのう。
何？
数十年後、今度は孫たちが死んだ時、彼女らは多分わしと同じ墓には入らんだろう。
Wait, this is so sad.
たとえ死んだ後とはいえ、永久に離れ離れになる。これは何とも耐え難い。悲しいことじゃ。
That's so sad. What the heck?
なんだかよくわからないけど。やっぱりよくわからないや。
いやいや、これは少々恥ずかしい話をしてしまったかな。
Oh my gosh, that was so upsetting. Real all kids who appreciate games. I love video games. I love video games. I feel like if there's any takeaway from my streams, it should be that. Let's go pet the doggy. I want to do so many things in this game. Gunbreaker, Dragoon, Samurai Reaper, but I need to finish the game. I've played most of the classes. Reaper is my favorite out of those classes. I love refrigerators. I love Abby. Hi, how are you? What have you been up to? I've been talking about video games in the pause screen of this game for like 2 hours because I'm insane. I'm good. I'm losing a lot at League. Let's go. I'm proud of you. Losing is fun sometimes. Should I play with the... Don't have to tell me twice. Okay. Okay. I think what we do is we play one more day. We play one more day. And then I might take a break because I feel like I'm literally dying.
今日の晩ご飯はマダイのあんかけと麻婆ナス、中華スープを添えて全部中華でまとめてみました。
Yum.
ねえ、世の中ってやっぱり不思議だと思うんだ。今度はどういうお話？学校でさ、石鹸を吊るすのに使ってる赤いネットがあるでしょ？うんうん。あれってみかんのやつじゃない？あのみかん、誰が食べたんだろう。
Crazy. I love that the uncle like falls asleep like instantly every night. Hello.
ねえ、たけし兄ちゃん。僕、宇宙の果てのことを考えるとなんだか怖いんだけど。
何それ？宇宙の果てがどうなってるかってこと？
うん。
あれ、確かにそうだな。端っこがあるとしたら、そこから先はどうなってるんだろう。
time for a Lexi tangent. There's one of my favorite cartoons of all time that I grew up with is called Plasmo. Time to watch some cartoons. Time to watch some cartoons. Oh my gosh, wait. Signal, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. One day we will finish this day. Young kids having an existential crisis. Let's go. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't go on a Plasmo tangent. I love Plasmo. I love Plasmo. There's in the second episode of Plasmo, one of the characters is like talking about universes within universes, and then they talk about like the edge of the universe and like what if there is like a brick wall like when you reach the end. It's such a good episode. I love Plasmo. It's very much a kid's show, but it's like it's got so much love and heart poured into it. One more day, one more little tangent, then a good rest. Yeah, exactly. It is funny, the kids having existential crises.
あれ橋がないとしたらそれも変だぞ。
Oh my gosh. Let's not start thinking about the edge of the universe. Lexi, what happens if someone asks you for your detailed thoughts on walking simulator games? Or then, I might have a few thoughts on walking simulators. I might have a couple. There might be a few things I could say about them. Nothing special happened today, but I still think it was a wonderful day. Oh, we've got so much stuff to do. Okay, so we spent... That was a very long day. That was a really long day. Oh my gosh.
ね、昨日の和文なんとかって何？
え？和文タイプのこと？あれはね、日本語が打てる大きな機械のことよ。
そんなもんあんだ。知ってた？
見たことないかも。
あれは元大工の俺には向かない座りっぱなしの仕事だな。
あれ？おじちゃん昔大工さんだったの？
そうだよ。でもやめちまった。
なんで？
さあ、ご飯食べよ
う。じゃあ、いただきます。
いただきます。
ごちそうさまでした。
ごちそうさまでした。
Yippee! We've got so much to do today. Okay, let's head to the graveyard first, and then to yours house. But first, what's our fortune? Good fortune! Gonna be a good day. Still can't believe it's expensive. Oh, hello?
だからお墓の前を通るときは息を止めてなきゃいけないんだって。
何秒
？3秒くらい。
また嘘ばっか言って。
I wonder if there's more.
また嘘ばっか言って。
Emma, hi, how are you? Go follow my mod. She's playing through Elden Ring. Sorry, I've been like too distracted to do shoutouts. I've been going on like wild tangents. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go follow my mod. She's playing Elden Ring. Let's see what's here today.
ねえ、ロケットの打ち上げってやってて怖くないのかな？
怖いよ。だって最初は本当にびっくりしたもん。発射の時はほとんど爆弾が爆発するみたいだしね。
じゃあそんなに怖いのになんで打ち上げるの？
それはいろいろと考えたり工夫したり、とにかく何かを作っていくのが面白いからだよ。でも最初はなんだかやけくそだったのかもしれないな。
Oh, that's really cute.
やけくそ？
そう、いろんな意味でね。
Oh no, they're so angsty.
やけくそ？
そう、いろんな意味でね。
She's playing Elden Ring. Launches Dark Souls 1. Are you playing Dark Souls 1? I love Dark Souls. Don't get me on a tangent about how Dark Souls 2 is my favorite Dark Souls game. I really need to go back and play Dark Souls 3 one day though. Oh, hello. What are you doing?
ねえおじちゃん、なんで大工さん辞めちゃったの？
ああ、なんでだっけな。
I want to find out. We're a cute, inquisitive kid. We can ask personal questions without consequences. Oh no, it sounds sad or traumatic. Poor thing. I picked up all the games on Thursday, I think. FromSoft put them all on a few. Oh, let's go! I really need to pick up Dark Souls 3. I never actually finished the DLC for Dark Souls 3. Well, I finished Dark Souls 3 before the DLC came out, so that's what happened.
あれ、ボクくんどうしたのかな？ね
え、これお姉ちゃんのお母さんが置いていったんだけど、ここの鍵じゃないのかな？
どういうこと？
あれ？アイス食べてる。
I love that was the first thing he noticed. She's just like, what?
お母さん、お母さん。
Oh no, she's so angsty. Poor thing. Oh no. Everyone's sad.
Nani?
お腹すいたな。夏の焦げたアスファルトの匂いがする。
Oh, I know that smell.
雨降らないかな。
Oh my gosh, that's such a mood. That's such a mood. I feel like people that are in places that get like lots of rain, the sunlight is like so appreciated, but if you're in like a really summery place, like Australia is very much like it's either like flooding or there's like we're in droughts, right? Like oh no, she's so sad. Poor thing. I launched Dark Souls 3 after playing like 3 hours of Elden Ring. Oh, hello.
ねえ、お盆休みどうだった？
うん、実家に帰ってたっぷり骨休みをしてきました。
骨休め？その間骨以外はどうしてるの？
腐らないように裏の井戸で冷やしておくのよ。
そうなんだ。
Makes
私はたく
sense.
さん昼寝をしてきたし、あとうちの近所の森の中をたっぷり歩いて
It
きた。
makes sense.
森
Wow.
の中？
そう、森の香りには人間を健康にする働きがあるの。成分的にはテルペンって言うんだけど、冬より夏の方が森の中にたくさん漂っているんだって。半ズボンで歩いたからももやふくらはぎをいっぱい蚊に刺されたけど、ちょっとだけ探検気分で楽しかったわ。
Oh my gosh, that's such a
半ズ
vibe.
ボンで歩いたからも
That's
もや
such
ふ
a
くらはぎをいっ
vibe.
ぱい蚊に刺されたけど、ちょっとだけ探検気分で楽しかったわ。
I launched Dark Souls 3 after playing like 3 hours of Elden Ring. I got like 8 different Steam messages from friends like question mark. That's so funny.
盆休みの渚さんも帰ってきて、当診療所にも活気が戻ってきたわい。僕の夏休みもついに残り半分じゃの。
No, don't start talking about the
ねえ、おじい
end.
ちゃんの小さい頃の夏休みってどんな感じだったの？
そうじゃな。昔は何もかもがゆっくりしとったから、一年中が夏休みのようじゃったが。
Aww. Time to give a massage. I beat the Dragosi yesterday, but it was a bit of a disappointing fight. Yeah, that fight's not great. It's also extremely accurate than the name Dragosi.
ねえ、おじいちゃん。
They could have done so
温かくして
many
あげ
cool
よう
moves
か？
with the boss design. It had such a boring moveset. It's really easy. Australia's under the sun's magnifying glass. It's so true. I like that you get like the same amount of money no matter how good of a job you do. The grandpa's just like, yeah, good job, come back another day even though it wasn't the best. I'll take it. You know what? My shoulders are stiff enough that I'll take anything. But yeah, like, rain is really appreciated here. I love rain. I've never had, even when we've had like lots of rain, I've never had a day where I'm like, ah, I wish it wasn't raining. I wish the sun was out. I miss the sun. I've never missed the sun. I've never missed the sun. The sun is a butt. Dragusi? I mean, if you're going to twist my arms. Oh wait, hang on.
あれ？やった！
Yay, we got a beetle! Pocket it for now. Oh, we need to go and... You kind of don't have enough breath underwater to explore for too much. Well, I mean, that's obvious, but you know what I mean? Like, you spend so much of your breath, like, diving down, that by the time you get to the bottom, you're like, oops, time to go back up again. What did they want? There was something at the beach, but I don't know what event. What's that? Oh, it's a sponge. Wait. Oh, what's this? We found the rocket valve! Oh my gosh, wait, we need to give it... Let's go! Oh my gosh, I can't believe we found it. I can't believe we found it. We need to head to yours house. That's so exciting. But first, we better go and do our bug catching adventures, bug fight. I'm so happy we found it. I'm so happy we found it. Because I wasn't sure how we were going to do it because I did look up a guide, but the guide was like kind of on your own here. Not really, but it was too vague and I had like no idea how to follow what it wanted me to do. I kind of wouldn't be opposed to like replaying this game though, so... Wait, wrong way. You know what this game reminds you of? There's a Story Season / Harvest Moon game on 3DS called A New Beginning. I think it was that one. Wait, let me just have a look. 3DS New Beginning. Yeah. And there's... Wait, is this the one? I'm pretty sure it's the one. There's like a mountain path in that game that just goes... Well, you just goes around the mountains. But it reminds me so much of like this path around the village where it's just like a big loop, right? It's just so much fun. I really like that Harvest Moon game. Okay, let's go. It's bug beetle time! Bug battle time, rather. Bug battle time! I'm gonna be the very best.
さてと、今日は何の用?
Okay, let's go.
そろそろクイーンカブトの登場だぜ。
お兄ちゃんやる気だね。
まず俺が相手ね。
Let's see what we got. A little stag. Okay. Let's go. Oh my gosh. They're almost at the edge. Let's go. Yay. Let's go. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you, Redfoot Stag. Ding ding. Fight. Wait.
いけ、俺のクイーンカブト。いけいけいけ。じゃあこいつでどう？いけいけいけ。
Gosh. Why is it so big? Why is it so big?
よしいけ。頑張れ。やった。
What the heck?
技のレベルが上がったぜ。
新しい技を身につけたんだ。
It's not fair. It's not fair. My voice. I'm dying. We need like an Oni stag. Okay, here's what we do. Where's our only stack? Only got one of them. Oh no, we accidentally traded one. We accidentally traded them away. Go! Fight, fight! Why are they so big? No, they're too strong. Go, fight, fight! They're cheating. This isn't fair. It's not fair. I can't even get past their low rank bugs. Can't get past their low rank bugs. Let's try this one. Or did we just use this one? No, we already did it. I must admit, the only thing I didn't really realize about this bug battles was I thought that you like went up through the ranks like automatically, whereas you have to change the weak to strong. Like none of my buggies are, none of my bugs are strong enough. Oh. Let's go! Wait. Okay, I have a strategy. Now, if we... Whoops, wait. No. We pop this back in here, and then we go and... Let's see what this one is worth. Bug trade. Oh, I see. Okay. I think this one was worth a lot, right? Gotcha. And let's trade it for the most valuable bug. And then we take this bug and we fight. Let's go! And then we go through the weak ranks, right? Oh no. Yes! I think this is a good strategy. Why is this game so... Why is this mini game so addictive? Why is it so addictive? You ever feel all twisted like you're kind of sideways and gravity is different? I don't know if I've ever experienced that before, but I feel like it's a reference to something that I don't understand. Okay, I think we got this. Heck yeah, let's go.
次、僕の番か。
Ding ding. So I think our strategy should be use this like beetle to level up as much as possible. No way you lose. You can't lose. No. Tragedy. We'll never make it to the high ranks. We just need to beat like one of these. Gold Oni stack. Okay, so what if we... Those are really good against these ones, right? I think there was another little stack that we could... Okay, okay, sorry. Sorry. Little stag one, new stag, little stag, that was the one that just lost. What if we trade this for... No, we can't. Okay, let's try this. Ding ding, fight! These level up bugs are so aggressive.
あれ、勝っちゃった。僕ちゃん、虫ランクを弱いに切り替えて、持ち駒をもう少し鍛えてきた方が良さそうだね。
I'll do it my way.
手応えがなさ
It's
すぎる
just a
よ。
reference to how I'm currently experiencing life. Oh no, I don't know if I've ever experienced like that. It's oh, I know what it reminded me of. It was like there's an Australian show called Around the Twist. And then it's like the opening theme song is like, wait, I need to show you. Okay, fine. No more Plesmo. Around the Twist song. Okay. Watch this. Sorry. We're only a little bit distracted this time. It's fine. Wait. Okay. This is great. Trust me, it will be so worth it. You have no idea. I love this show. It's like weird fiction. It's great. peak Australian television. It was actually really scary at points as well, especially like the early seasons, like actually terrifying. It's such a good song. This is a really extended version of the theme, wow. It's like, it's got a lot of body horror in it as well. It's mostly horror. It's mostly like really supernatural, really weird horror. It goes some places, it's really cool, very Twilight Zone-esque. So good, so good, so good! Could you, wait, did that show up properly?
Nothing amazing happens here. Everything is
Wait,
ordinary.
don't DMCA me, please. Thank you. Oh, so good. What was that green baby? Weird, this show is weird. Trust me. Very, very peculiar show. What if we take this bug and we level it up here and then we trade it? What kind of show was it? It's a kids show about extremely weird supernatural occurrences. No! We can't lose. Okay, fine, we lost. Never mind. Never mind. I think I'm done here for today. They're too good for us. Ishima wasn't meant to be a kids show. No, it was meant to be a kids show. It was definitely meant to be a kids show. Wait, I need to show you the one with the whirling dervish. Hang on. Give me a moment. Round. Whirling doorfish. They know what I want. Okay. I just want to give you some context on what you're about to watch, okay? Okay. So, it reminds me of the Chao Karate and Sonic Adventure 2. I feel like we've not actually made much progress because I didn't really understand how the beetle battling worked until like just really recently. But yeah, to give some context, the whirling dervish was in the show is a species of highly endangered fish that when they're in water they like spin around rapidly like a propeller, right? So what happens is the main character, well, one of the main characters, like it's a show about like 3 siblings, and this is the youngest. The youngest guy is named Ron. And he swallows the whirling dervish, and at the same time there's like a the main plot of the episode is that like he's entered in a race and he is like not winning this race. The race is against like the school bullies, and he like doesn't stand a chance. He got demolished by them. and the school bullies are obviously like school bullies. Also, the older sister is like an environmentally conscious, like, she cares about the environment. Yeah. And so when she finds out that Ron, her little brother, swallowed the whirling derfish, she desperately wants to get it out of him because she knows that like this fish is basically endangered and they have a mate. Anyway, this is what happens when Ron swallows the whirling derfish. Wait, that's too much. Where is it? Okay. It's better without context. Just watch. Trust me. Wait, I need to make this.
You cannot allow this.
What?
Kilani.
Okay. I need you to prepare your mind for this, okay? Also, I just want to note that this aired on primetime children's TV, okay? Okay? This is prime time, like the biggest TV slot of the day. This is what on the publicly funded ABC, which is funded by the government basically funded the show, okay? Okay?
Ages.
Look, your brother's going through a delicate time. He needs your support and sensitivity, okay?
Very wise, father.
Can you keep a secret? Men's business.
Discrimination. I'm reporting you to... Well, I'm not happy at all.
That weird aquarium fish swimming around inside me. Whenever I get my you-know-what not wet, spin out.
So he swallowed the whirling derfish, right?
You've got a whirly willy.
A whirly willy?
Instant propeller, just add water.
So, what are you gonna do with it?
Nothing. What? A built-in propeller. It's just what I need to win the big race.
It's a delicate time. It's a delicate time for him. And yeah, that's the show. Okay. I highly recommend everyone watch Around the Twist. That's my recommendation for the day. Australians are built different. Definitely great. Oh, dragonfly, dragon. Come back, idiot. No, it's gone. Lexi, honey, darling, lovely. What the honors? Christ fucking. Yeah, it's definitely one of those. It's great. I highly recommend everyone take time to watch every single season. It's worth your time. Some stuff happens in it. It will change your life. It will change your life, trust me. It's worth it. It's amazing, that's what it is. Oh, hello.
お姉さん、ここの夕日、小さい頃に見たことあるような気がするな。どういうこと？わからないけど、なんだか懐かしいのよね。わからないけど、なんだか懐かしいのよね。
Ah.
ガキども、ご飯だよ。
It was a propeller! He's able to win the race now! But he also swallowed an endangered species, and that's the thing that you should be most concerned about.
何をやってるって聞かれても、狼じじいかな。
あら、
それは昔のことでしょ。今は炭焼きの職人さんなのよ。
でもみんな狼じじいって呼んでるぜ。
だって狼じじいは狼じじいだよ。
もううちのガキンチョたちったら。
じゃあいただきます。
Cute.
いただきます。
ごちそうさまでした。
ごちそうさまでした。
I love this game. I can't believe that in like the 3-hour stream that I've done today, we've like progressed through like 2 in-game days, or is it 3? I think we might have done like 3 days.
ねえサイモン、私のこと取ってよ。
テーマは
お任せするわ。
じゃあね、シャチに襲われるアザラシ。
はあ？何それ。
That's so random.
でもサイモンらしくてちょっと好きよ。
シャチってパンダみたいで可愛いと思うんだけど。
Orcas are cute.
私ならもう一色欲しいな。
じゃあね、アザラシは真っ白な流氷の上に
He's messed up. This guy is messed up.
に食べられていくんだ。
なるほど。
12月の流氷源には海水が凍っていくキリキリという小さな音と、シャチがアザラシを食べるシャリシャリという音だけが響き渡るのさ。
This game is the best. Stekina. He is the man father spawns their daughters about. Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Tonight has been a bonding experience. I feel like we've all gotten to know each other just a little bit more. Oh, hello, children.
狼じじいってすごいんだぜ。昔狼と戦った時、崖から放り投げて殺しちゃったんだ。
そしてその後食べちゃったんだぜ。
Oh. I really want to watch the anime Wolfstrain.
あ、本人に会っても今の話言わないでね。
It's a secret. You'll never know. Just kidding. We're going to dob them in, obviously. Get tattled on. Nice that the two halves of the house are actually connected again.
私もう3年くらい。
That's so sad.
高校の入学式の時も何度か振り返ってさ、体育館の後ろの方を見てみたんだけど見つけられなかったし。
Her mum's the worst.
後でおじいちゃんにお母さんも来てたんだよって言われて。
Wait, she was?
ちょっとショックだった。
Oh.
鍵も戻ってきたことだし、私もうちょっと元気出さなきゃダメだよね。
This girl is going to have so much trauma. This girl is going to have so much trauma from her narcissist mum. Oh my gosh.
ねえ、明日
Let's see if we can talk to... In a deep slumber. Oh. I'd say we're all better off for it, but after that last piece of media that was shared, I'm not so sure. That last piece of media just changed everything. No one will ever be the same. If I had to watch it when I was like 6 years old, everyone has to watch it. That's how it works. Everyone will be traumatized. Ding, ding. End of the day.
僕くん、絵日記書いておやすみなさいしましょう。
うん。おばちゃん、おやすみなさい。
What will we write today? Today we learnt about the whirling dirtfish. I discovered one of yours crashed rockets at the bottom of the sea. I managed to retrieve one of the parts. Nice going, me. Yes! What a lovely game. Thank you so much everyone for sharing this with me. Ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba ba bing bong bing bong bing. No. Yeah. Thank you so much everyone. I had such a lovely time. I say this every time, but it's true. It's true. Who shall we raid tonight? Let's go find out. We can go raid. Yum 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 yum. Da da ba ba ba. Who to raid? Who to raid? Let me just have a look through the categories for a moment. Otherwise I have an idea. I always love these like little screens that play during these parts. Okay, I think I know. Let's go raid Freya. I haven't raided her in ages. Yeah. Sorry for butchering your voice. No, thank you so much for being so fun to talk to. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, I had a really lovely time. Let's go raid Freya. I'll see you all tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just getting it organized. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye June, goodbye Melancholy, goodbye Amber, goodbye Nan. Thank you so much for coming. I had a lovely time. I'll see you all. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Bye 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 bye. I'm waving but you can't see. Bye.